Hello out there, everybody. Can you hear me okay? Might have to boost the audio here. On the game, I think it was brought down a scooch after the last show. Christmas stories here. I've got my iPad. I don't see them on the toot. I don't see your tweet asking for them. Or your toot. Oh wait, never mind, I found it. I think there's one. Quite a few from Skittle E. As I'm scrolling in Discord, I don't know how Discord works because I hate Discord, but as I'm scrolling the stories in the chat, if somebody adds a new one, will it push them all up while I'm reading? I'm using the iPad app. Maybe somebody could type into that channel on Discord real quick just to see if it does that, because that would be quite annoying if I'm reading a paragraph and all of a sudden it bumps upward. Okay. Thank you, Alpha. It looks like it just says one new message at the top instead of moving everything upward. Quiet. I'm too old to know how Discord works. Terribly. That's how I'll say it works. Terribly. My favorite part about Discord is every time you open it, there's 2 minutes of updating.
Oh my god, I know, right?
You know, just like, okay, I'm just gonna check on Discord real quick, maybe. Like, I made a small attempt to try to, like, every so often keep up with it, but every time I went to open it, it had to update, and I was like, fuck this, god damn it. There's no way to just, like, it just felt like you could never casually quickly check it because it was always updating. Your Discord's never updated, Ian Kid? How? How is your Discord never updated? So you've just got Discord, it's not a problem if it's always, literally always running, because it'll update in the background. Well, I don't have Discord always running. I open it every so often in order to check things. And when you don't have it running all the time, the update is annoying as hell to casually and quickly check it. It's just, I'm just not a fan of the company and stuff. You know, we use it. It's whatever all you guys use, and each to their own. If you guys like it, we use it. And I guess the API works quite well for using it as a chat room thing. Yes. I mean, yeah, we're hitting the point where kind of like there's just no other options. Everybody's so entrenched in what they've used. These days, the things that are in existence are the thing, no matter what, from now on. It's like, and nobody can compete with what's established. It's kinda too bad. I've talked about to Becky like what would happen if Twitter, our two major platforms, Twitter and YouTube, were to start doing NFTs overnight, or some other thing. It's like nothing I can fucking do. My livelihood depends on the two. It's like
guys, Hugo is
Hugo's
like
being cute. I guess we'll come in for a pre-show here. This is the cat situation, guys.
What am I supposed to do?
Merry Christmas. Daverball's sponsoring this episode, by the way.
Thank you, Daverball.
For his big support over the years.
It's Santa.
No, it's not.
Santa Fresh.
I'm just wearing a Santa outfit. I haven't seen Santa in a while.
No. I'm sitting on the chat.
Yeah, God, I hope Santa doesn't track me down in Japan. I always miss him. I'm just out of the room whenever he comes by.
He's wearing Santa's body. Like, do I move him?
Wouldn't the... Like, we brought this. Like, the shit in our bags when we moved on the plane with all those rollers.
That was
Like,
a
weird
priority.
shit inside the fucking...
I didn't bring it. When we moved to Japan, we had 7 suitcases. 2 of them were full of like lighting equipment and equipment for the show. So we had 5 personal suitcases. I didn't bring, like we brought like the essentials. I brought like cutting boards that my sister made me.
It was so
Essentials.
nice getting stuff.
I didn't bring a pair of socks, not a single pair of socks, because I guess it wasn't a priority. And
Japan is the
shit
land
wasn't
of
fitting,
socks.
right? But we brought that suit.
This was like an expensive
It was
Santa
very
suit.
expensive, yeah.
It's not an amazing Santa suit, but it's a decent one.
Yeah,
Plus it's essential, like it's
yeah.
part of AVG.
It still smells like Santa, the pheromones. Fraser doesn't know about that, you guys.
As a sin. What are you doing, buddy? Why are you so happy right now?
So are you guys ready for Christmas? Those of you who celebrate it? I was just asking my family if they were ready, and they totally are. I'm always like expecting the last minute Christmas rush, like, oh my god.
Hello to
They're
all
like,
you
"Oh."
shadows in there.
That sucks, Mr. C. Tree up, presents under, chocolate ready. Got a $75 gift card from my uncle, wasn't expecting that. Nice. You were ready 2 months ago? Holy crap.
Shadow chatters, feel free to put into our Twitter, on the Twitter show announcement, your own stories in case we run out of turbo stories and we feel like we want to keep going. Put your own stories over there on Twitter thread if you'd like. There's no guarantee we'll get to them because turbos will be top priority today, but in case we do, you can put them over there on Twitter in response to the show announcement.
Get all your baking and prep for Christmas Eve.
And even if we don't get to them, it's fun. You could be sharing them over there. People will read them.
I will definitely be reading all of them
That could
again
be fun.
afterwards.
I like really short ones, Cyberman.
Yeah.
The short ones I like.
Sorry guys, pardon me.
You are a happy cat, buddy.
I'm sorry for all of you guys who don't get to see your family this Christmas. That sucks.
That's a lot of people.
Yeah. Heading out to your brother's tomorrow. 6 people in a car with bags and gifts for 5 hours. Wow. That's what Christmas is about.
Is it?
Yeah. Sometimes we would spend Christmas in Ottawa with my family, and sometimes the family in Ottawa would come. It was my cousins, my aunt and uncle, and I remember doing that trip.
That's a hell of a drive.
It was like a 7-hour drive. We would do it like twice a year.
In the winter.
Yeah.
Oh.
And we would get to bring it. We always had like a big bag packed of like books and toys and games because it was like before
Anything
devices.
entertaining.
So we would have so many books packed. Oh man, it was great.
Merry Christmas, everybody.
There you go. You look so cozy. Look at that man.
We'll be starting soon.
Cozy, grouchy man. Do you gift each other? Do we give gifts to each other? Eh.
When you hit adulthood, look, like, Christmas is every day the Amazon man arrives.
Oh, Amazon.
What's that sketch? It's on Portlandia.
Fraser got me a piano twice for Christmas. I got a piano last year for Christmas, and I got a piano in 2009 for Christmas that I had to sell when we moved.
Every time, or what was it? It's the Portlandia sketch where the postman arrives and they run to the door. And they're like, oh my God, do you remember what you ordered? No, I don't. I can't even remember what this is. And like they're going through the Amazon boxes and ripping it open. Oh, awesome! I've wanted one of these. I don't want to glamorize Amazon because fuck Amazon. But God,
Yeah.
they're ubiquitous.
That's so funny that you bring that up because I was just texting with my family, and my mom was like, I asked them if they got the Christmas cards I sent, and I had sent my parents a present, and they were like, we have this other box that came. Should we open it now or should we wait until Christmas? And then immediately after, she was like, oh, never mind, that was a cheese grater I ordered. You can pretend it's from me if you want.
Your mom's
You
addicted
clearly
to Amazon
forgot
too.
about it.
Do you think she shops less because of Amazon?
I don't know how she uses it. I don't know.
Because your mom is like big on going out and buying just tons of little things
Yep.
all the time. Like
Yep. And she really supports like small shops. But
she's a little thing buyer.
Yeah. I can't imagine her using Amazon that much. My mom shops more because of Amazon.
I recommend everybody, when you can, avoid Amazon. Like, they are bad.
Have you been hearing about the stuff about the tornadoes in the US?
What about it?
How Amazon was saying to the drivers, like, the drivers were like, there's sirens going off, there's like, I'm gonna head back, and they were like, don't head back. If you head back, then
You're fired.
don't expect to have a job. And then
Yeah, sounds like Amazon.
there's like so
They're
many
horrible.
stories like
Amazon
that.
is awful.
Oh, it's heartbreaking.
I'll admit, we fully use Amazon as a crutch here as expatriates in Japan. It's hard to shop and get the things you need and research them in Japan and find out where to get them, and Amazon is just makes it so easy.
Especially when we don't have like super access to a car. We do have a car service that we can use, but driving in Japan,
Yeah, we don't own a car, so like we're the worst case scenario, and so like I'll fully admit we use it as a crutch. And then they have the Japanese Amazon is Rakuten. Good lord, their site sucks. Holy crap, it's the worst. Oh my god, it's awful.
yeah.
And it's none of it's in English. Like the Amazon website here is so good for English, and all the other services suck.
Sorry, I don't know what state that was in. That story. It was like with those really bad tornadoes. December 2021.
In general, just purchase less too.
US has Rakuten as well, eh? It was in Kentucky.
But God, yeah, fucking Amazon.
Like, I would love to start. Oh, Sunshine, your hands are so dry.
I think we can get started soon.
What do I do?
I don't know what to do about this. Maybe we'll just continue the pre-show a little longer.
I never thought I'd be a person to do this. I'd be like, I'm the human, you're the cat, I'll meet
He's
you
at his
over.
happiest right now. This is the happiest
I
you
know.
ever see Hughes. What are you looking at me for? What? Yeah. Come on.
Have fun with your family, Flashpoint. I could have sat on Santa's lap. Oh, it meant Fraser's lap.
I've
not
got
the
the
same.
Pro controller set up for you, Becky.
Okay.
Okay, so yeah, something in the shadow chat says that Amazon forced the employees to stay and those ones died. Incredible.
One of them texted their partner and was like, well, I guess I'll see you tomorrow, or like after the tornado, because Amazon's not letting us leave.
Wow.
Sorry guys, one sec.
That's just, like I tweeted once, it's like it's old-timey times again. It's like Mr. Burns is no longer a parody again. Like, Mr. Burns is supposed to be parodying pre-unionization, like, robber baron style bosses. It's reality. It's just old-timey times again. The human being is just a resource to be grinded into dust. Mr. Potter in true form.
Oh my god, Rakuten used to be a website called Buy in the early 2000s. The site still looks the same.
It's awful. It's just, it makes you sad to look at it.
Yeah.
Anyways.
The 20s are happening again. Oh my god, plagues and union strikes where everyone, holy shit, side sticks? Six sticks? I can't read that part.
Yeah, it's all pretty,
I can't just read.
it's all pretty rough. All right, Merry Christmas.
Oh, hi, Merry Christmas.
Let's start the show now, the pre-show depression. Corporations. All right.
I have contacts for far away.
All right. Probably leave the pre-show on as we have been doing. So, hey buddies, welcome to Video Games Awesome Live. This is a Binding of Isaac Christmas special today. Oh, Hugo, you're gonna leave? You don't like how loud I am?
Sorry, buddy.
We're playing Binding of Isaac again, Repentance, which we played for the first time near Halloween, but Becky hadn't unlocked much, and we've been talking. Becky's been, over the last few days, continuously like smiling at her Switch as she unlocks new things.
Yeah, so for the last like month or so, I've been talking to Daverball.
Yeah, who is sponsoring today's episode.
Yeah.
Daverball.
Thank you, Daverball.
What a friendly
Yeah.
guy he
So
is.
I let Daverball know, like, he has like beat this game. I think 100%ed it, which is madness.
He's been keeping you up to date on it.
Yeah, so I've been like letting him know where I am, and he's given me some guidance on what I need to do to really open it up. So I generally don't look things up, and so he told me I had to beat Hush 3 times. I'd beaten Hush twice, but he said once I beat Hush again, it'll open up, so I did that.
That's
Whoa!
fun.
I have a new file picture!
1001%. So what, you prepared this for the show to be right at that point?
No!
Oh.
That just happened. I don't know.
Oh, okay.
All right.
So today we'll be reading some, just like this is the first, I think. Yeah. Halloween is typically our tradition with Binding of Isaac to listen to. It started with just childhood stories. Then I tried to make it ask for specifically Halloween themed, and this year we're doing specifically Christmas themed. At Christmas.
Yeah.
Look at all this stuff you got.
I'm just kind of going through this stuff while you chat, so people can see where I'm at if they know the game at all.
We'll start it up, and we'll start with Binding of Isaac content if you have more to say about what before I start reading.
Okay, well I haven't unlocked
This is
Jacob
hot.
yet. Let me try it. Maybe I'll try that. It even didn't wear buns, so that maybe I could do it.
It's gonna make you hot pretty quick.
Yeah, this isn't gonna last long. Oh my god, how do you wear this?
I'm bald!
Oh yeah! I'm only half bald. Because Fraser shaves the back of my head.
So everybody who's been submitting the stories onto our our Discord. There's a Discord thread in the Turbo section if you're on the official Discord. Lots of people are because they're chatting in there. And also, let us know how the audio balance is here. Also, you can put it on the toot if you prefer that. Becky started a thread. Look for her profile and look for her thread that she started. Also, you guys can
range down.
You shadow chatters, if you feel like I said in the pre-show, there's no guarantee we'll get to you, because turbos are the priority. But if you felt like sharing yours, go to the Twitter thread, the show announcement, and share them there. You know.
I think this is me with pigtails.
When did you put that on? Is that
This
on
is
purpose?
Bethany. This is one of the new characters.
Oh, okay.
I've been playing like almost exclusively with her.
So the worst case scenario, Shadows, you're sharing your stories over on Twitter and people will read them there. Maybe that's fun too, right? All right.
I'm excited, you guys.
Feel free, Becky, every so often if you unlock something fun to let me know to take my attention.
Okay. Oh, snap.
All right, so today we are reading the stories. Let me get started. Let's see. I'm gonna start with what's on Toot here. There's one from Shane O. Kind of embarrassing. Oh yeah, so key to these stories is embarrassing is a bonus. Heartwarming, we will also accept. Try to keep actual trauma, which is a word we've used often with these shows, but we don't really mean real trauma. So
Yeah.
just don't, we don't want everybody to feel too bad. Again, it's good to talk about things, but just not on this show. Because, you know, the game might be a little loud. No, don't you were, oh, okay, I thought you turned down the volume somehow.
No.
There, I've turned it down a notch, guys.
Hugo's watching. Oh, shit.
Much better. All right, so what do we got here? Shane O says, kind of embarrassing, but one year opening presents, I opened one of my little sisters by mistake. What was inside was a dollhouse furniture. Seemed that whoever wrapped it wrote my name on the label.
Aww.
Pretty classic.
Did you have to?
You didn't like dolls, presumably?
Did you feel like you had to act like it was yours, and
I
you
would
were
love-
like,
That would be amazing.
"Oh, thanks."
Thank you.
I used to-
cried and pooped.
When I was little, I used to open up presents for my sister's godmother because her name was Randy and my name's Rebecca, so I'd just look for the R's.
Yeah.
It was like as I was learning to read.
You're whooping somebody else's gift.
Yeah, and I was like, I don't get this gift.
It was
What
your
is this?
aunt's?
Yeah.
So it was like a sex toy?
Yeah, from my sister.
This is a great one that has stuck with me for years.
From who?
BC?
Oh. PC's in the chat.
Wait. That's Brandon, right?
Experimental drill.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. Yep.
It was like I was like 6 at my uncle's house in Calgary, and his basement wasn't finished yet. I was taking a poop, and he barged in with camera as the door couldn't lock yet. What? When I got home to Toronto with my family, we all had a package of a bunch of magnets of all sizes of that picture of me on the toilet. We used them for everything on the fridge for years.
I like that you embraced it. You're like, well.
I left the last one in my previous home when I moved on the fridge for the next owners.
Just a little kid.
So that was, I'm assuming that was,
I like
it was at Christmas.
So this is all new. This floor.
It's raining.
Yeah, it's the downpour. And these baddies are new. Little friggin' leeches.
I've moved my mic down a little bit, guys, so hopefully I'm not too loud, because I know that when I'm talking down and straight at the mic, my voice is a bit louder. Alright, I'm moving into the Discord now.
I hate those flies.
Childhood winter story, says Ian Kid. My big sledding accident, we were sledding in our neighbor's yard. And when I was going down the hill, I must judge my direction and was heading right for an above ground sprinkler. Everyone saw where I was headed and yelled for me to bail. Everybody's like, oh my God, there's an above ground sprinkler! For some reason I locked up. No memory of actually hitting the thing, but to this day I have a faint scar on the bridge of my nose. Aren't above ground sprinklers like this big? Like little stubs? I don't understand.
It's enough to leave a scar.
Yeah, I guess. It didn't happen exactly on Christmas, but I remember it happening pretty close. I got sick at a restaurant one afternoon as a kid, maybe 7 or 8 years old, so I went to my parents to tell them that there was an issue. Unfortunately, that restaurant was the Cracker Barrel, so we had to wind through piles of pseudo-antique bullshit in the store section just to reach the bathrooms. It's making my iPad dark because I hid the camera. It thinks that it's a dark room. It's annoying. Sorry. Alright. Gotta find that story again. So wait, is this at Christmas?
I think they said it was around Christmas,
Okay.
right?
Yeah. Yeah, it didn't happen exactly on Christmas, but it was pretty close. Okay. Anyways. Why through pseudo-antique bullshit in the store section just to reach the bathrooms. Right after I left the dining area with my mom, I felt something coming up, but managed to balloon my cheeks and catch it.
No!
It must have looked pretty cartoony because she told me to knock it off and said I wasn't fooling anyone. She then proceeded to take her time walking me through the store, and I couldn't hold it any longer. Right when I got to the bathroom door, I had eaten Fruit Loops for breakfast, so I threw up rainbows everywhere.
Oh, aw. That's good.
I feel bad for the employees who had to clean it up, but it was so worth it to see the look on my mom's face. Get fucked, Mom. I wasn't lying.
Moms always think you're lying.
Yeah.
I really did break my arm, Mom.
Yeah. Cyberman says, when I was 11, we had the whole family at our house for Xmas. My uncle, remember, we'll accept heartwarming as well. It doesn't need to be embarrassing. It can just be a really cute story from Christmas that you keep remembering. But if it's like, you know, you could use some creativity and just pepper in some pooping of pants to make it a bit better. Like, nobody wants to hear the 7th story of my dad dressed up as Santa. We want to hear that he pooped his pants.
Yeah.
While dressed as Santa. Anyways, alright. When I was 11, we had the whole family at our house for Xmas. My uncle surprisingly started to ask me about my N64 and wanted to see how the controllers worked. I had been playing a ton of Banjo-Kazooie, so I decided that would be fun. I was showing what the buttons do while it started, and somehow, between talking to my uncle and trying to hand him the controller, the Z button was pushed. Yep, somehow my save file was erased. I just sat there staring at the screen and resetting my N64. I think my uncle was pretty confused why I looked sad. Eventually, I think I started a new file, but soon after we had to start getting ready to eat. I remember angrily turning off the TV, and to this day, I have never beaten Banjo-Kazooie.
Aww. That sucks.
That's pretty traumatizing. 11 years old. My sister and her friends deleted my Lego Star Wars file. I'm feeling old. He's like, I remember when I was a kid with Lego Star Wars. It's like a 7-year-old game. All right. Growing up as a Muslim, says Acid Silver, meant that my family never celebrated Christmas, so I had to spend every year listening to my friends gush about how they got gifts We gotta stop making
I
Christmas
know.
denominational. Christians don't own Christmas. And celebrating Christmas doesn't mean that you're celebrating Christ. It's Santa's birth. It's the birth of Santa,
No.
not Jesus.
What does that
Nobody
do?
likes or cares about Christianity. So I'd spend every year listening to my friends gush about how they got gifts they got while I got nothing. But one year, I finally convinced my parents to really celebrate Christmas with a Christmas tree and everything. I had spent 2 weeks getting ready for Santa to show up and made sure that my letter to Santa told me exactly what I wanted. Unfortunately, on Christmas Day, I heard my mom drive into the doorway, and I saw her pull out a present that my family would later say that Santa bought for me.
Oh.
I even pretended to be happy when they asked if Santa got me what I wanted. I ended up tearing up the letter to Santa that was left under the tree and never asked my parents if we could celebrate Christmas again. So my first ever actual Christmas celebration ended up being the one that I learned Santa wasn't real.
Oh man, yeah. That is rough.
Poor little Muslim Christmas. You tried, man. You tried. Good try.
Heartbreaking.
Yes, it is. My wife, who was told she couldn't have kids, gave birth to our son on December 25th, 2015, says Firo Wynn. He birthed at 6:34, and around 7 p.m. we ordered a pizza to celebrate. My little Christmas miracle gave me a new way to enjoy the holidays.
Aww,
That's very cute.
cute.
So you're sitting there thinking she couldn't have kids, and all of a sudden on
I
Christmas,
know.
just out of nowhere.
They got some baby Jesus.
It's like, what the hell? You weren't even pregnant.
It's a miracle.
3 short ones about my dad. 1. This is from Mr. C. When I was like 3, my dad thought it would be funny to wrap up broccoli for me and a cucumber for my slightly older sister. Things went off the rails.
To bring up?
To wrap up.
Oh, wrap up.
He thought it would be funny if broccoli and cucumbers were a gift. Because he's a joker. He's a jokester dad. Things went off the rails when we both started crying.
Yeah.
Because they were 3. I think I got a Star Wars Lego set or something like that. Pretty good Christmas.
Shoot. How do I pull up the map?
Oh god, I'm worried that the third one is not good. Do you want me to cancel it? I don't know. Anyways, in 2006, my dad got me and my sister a Wii and DS Lights. And a bunch of games. Okay, one of those games is Zelda Twilight Princess. But since I was 6, I had never really played video games before. I had no idea what I was supposed to do to progress and never even got the sword. So my dad decides to return to the store and he brings me with him. He says he's returning the game because I wasn't playing it. And this didn't bother me. What did bother me was the fact that he could return it. What did bother me was the fact that he could return it. So I told him, Santa bought me that game. How can you return it?
Oh.
This is when I started to figure out Santa might not be real. TLDR, I sucked at Zelda so much as a kid that my dad was compelled to return the game to the store.
Oh my god.
Yo, hey, my kid sucks at this game. You gonna give me my money back or what? I swear this one isn't trauma, he says for number 3. Last year I moved into an apartment and had been on and off with my estranged from my dad for years. We had...
Because of the cucumber?
Yeah, because of the cucumber. We become on speaking terms again and he'd helped me move in. This was the first or second week in December. On Christmas Eve, he took me to his new house, like an hour away from where I lived, to hang out with the dogs, a beagle, a pug, and a golden retriever. He took me back to my apartment and helped me remove part of my swivel chair, which was too weak to get out by myself. This was sadly the last time I saw or spoke to him because he died of COVID in January. But you're saying it's not trauma, so it's like you're happy because you
got to
spend time with them near Christmas. Fucking COVID.
Yeah, it's sorry to hear that.
When I was very young, my grandfather would let me help him open his presents with him. This one year, he got a pack. Sorry, first it's by Noel, which is just good. Noel. When I was very young, my grandfather would let me help him open his presents with him. Well, it's a weird sentence, so. This one year, he got a pack of underwear, and I proceeded to run around the room yelling, "All right!" to everyone's hilarious delight.
I like it.
We have this on tape, unfortunately. Can you somehow get that onto YouTube?
Oh my god.
All right!
Oh.
Lucky Rooster says, my family was kind of poor, and when I was about 5 and my siblings and I asked for an NES for Christmas, we knew our parents wouldn't be able to get it. Even though it had been available for a year or two at that point, my aunt didn't have kids of her own, so when she came to visit a few days before Christmas, she brought a present for us. It was about the right size of an NES. We begged to open it early, and in true youngest child obnoxious fashion, I kept asserting that I was super smart and had figured it out that we were definitely getting a Nintendo. My aunt kept replying, "That's not a Nintendo, it's just 3 bricks that I wrapped." So when I opened the present, we were super surprised to discover that my aunt wasn't a liar. She did indeed wrap up 3 bricks in a box.
What? What?
Of course, there was a note to look around on our parents' bed, which my older siblings saw. They ran to find our real NES.
Oh my god!
I didn't quite
What
get
an
the
awesome
joke,
aunt.
though, so I pointed to the brick I wanted. And asked my dad to put it with the other presents I had already opened. This one's mine. I want that one. While your older siblings were going and finding the NES and like having a great Christmas moment, you're like,
I got this.
I got that. I want that one.
Dibs.
Dibs on that one.
Okay, wait.
Nintendo!
Breaks. This is something new, okay?
Becky found a new thing. What the fuck? That's a thing you can do in this room?
Yeah.
What do you... Why?
I killed myself. Look
Why?
at all my hearts. They're all grayed out.
Why?
And now I only have 1 heart to go into this mirror. I only have 1 heart, so I can't die.
What?
Oh, Lord. Oh, Lord.
How do you know you have 1 heart? Where's that indicated?
It's not indicated there.
Okay.
Oh, I hate these guys, too. Oh,
This is like a special level.
yeah. This is a special thing you can do. What's this? Oh, pretty fun. I'll take that. And so now my goal is to get, if you look at the mini map on the upper right, I don't think chat can quite see it, but what I'm trying to do is get to the treasure room, which is 1 more room to the right. Oh, yes! And then I get this item. It's a knife piece. And then I go back. If I wanted, I could try to beat all the rest of the rooms. But I don't want to. And then I go back through the mirror, and I'm back.
But you got the knife piece.
Yeah. See, it's like hovering around me.
Are you gonna collect all the knife pieces?
Yeah, there's 2 knife pieces. So my goal right now is to get the other knife piece, which I'll show you whenever it comes. So I had to look this up because I kept like bombing this mirror. I was like,
Open and break
what
it.
is this mirror? And I was trying all these different things, and I was like, oh, okay, I gotta look it up. And so I found out that you walk into these fires.
But they have to be the white ones, not the blue ones.
They have to be the white ones, yeah. And Daverball said, because he was asking me like what I've unlocked, and I was like, I did look up the mirror thing, and he said that it was exciting for him because he didn't look it up, and so he just like wasn't paying attention and just walked into the fire by accident, and then like died, and that happened.
Didn't know what it was.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
It's pretty fun.
Fun?
Yes.
All right.
And look at this baddie. He's so dramatic. I love him. And when he dies, he like does like a fainting thing. Like he puts his hand to his head, like super dramatic. Okay, feel free to continue.
I fucking love the brick story.
Oh my god, me too.
Good news, I got a couple old person Christmas stories from my mom.
Oh, person Christmas.
Skilly.
Skittily.
Yeah.
Okay.
Which means these happened in the late 70s or 80s, you know, when old people were kids. My mom and her older sister absolutely fucking hate each other and always have, but they could get along to sneak a peek at Christmas gifts when they were kids. If they were caught, they'd get the crap beaten out of them, so naturally, instead of just waiting for Christmas, they figured out ways to be very careful. Very, very careful instead. They got their own roll of the exact kind of tape my grandma used to wrap the presents. They got a ruler so they could measure the same sizes of the pieces, and they crept downstairs in the dead of night and plugged in the tree to open presents in the dimmest light possible. They opened a bunch of presents when a snag hit their plan. My grandma was coming downstairs. They hid in the only place they could, behind the Christmas tree, but in their haste, couldn't close any presents or even unplug the tree. My incredibly sleepy grandma proceeded to walk past the living room towards the kitchen, stop, walk back, squint in the room, walk right up to the tree and stare where my mom and aunt were hiding. Then slowly, she reached into the crevice where they were hiding, hand inches from their heads, unplugged the tree, walked back out of the room, got a glass of water, went back upstairs.
Oh my god!
She must have been really out of it to miss all the open presents laying around and the two children hiding in the tree. My mom asked her years later about it because she was sure my grandma was just letting them off easy, but my grandma didn't remember that night at all.
Oh my god, that's wild. How would that not be a bonding experience with a sibling?
It's funny, they just hate each other.
That sucks, man.
How often does that happen where two siblings, it's not even like something was done to one to the other. It's just like,
They just don't like each other.
even before puberty, just these two siblings just don't like each other in particular. I mean, your family, like, I mean...
Yeah, there's two that are like, don't really care about each other.
Yeah.
Sort of.
Yeah. The next story is a bit quicker. My mom and aunt and grandma were trying to get presents wrapped one Christmas Eve, but my three uncles were absolute shits and kept coming downstairs to get looks at the presents. After being shooed upstairs a ton of times, they got the perfect idea to go run into the closet instead of back to their rooms. Fed up with their fuckery, my grandma instructed my mom and aunt to go grab the large ottoman and wedge it between the closet door and the wall. As the story goes, my uncles were stuck in there for about an hour before getting let out.
Oh my god.
And they were audibly bickering with each other about whose fault it was the entire time that they were trapped in the closet. Parents were harsh back then. Back when I was 8, I decided to spend Christmas with a good friend of mine from school. This is Alpha 66. With a good friend of mine from school. I really wanted to be special and made plans for the whole day. I had my mom take us to the theater and catch the premiere of Spider-Man 2. She was 8.
Don't do the math.
And I think he means Spider-Man 2, like the most recent of the Spider-Man 2s, not Spider-Man 2, Tobey Maguire Spider-Man 2. Eat ice cream, go ice skating, and play Yu-Gi-Oh! All night.
Oh, that sounds fun.
It was pretty awesome. At the end of the night, we finally exchanged gifts, and...
No, from 2004.
It is the Maguire one, okay.
Okay.
Thank God. I don't know how old you are, Alpha. I know that you have a job. That's all I know. At the end of the night, we finally exchanged gifts, and I gave him a 1/10 size Spider-Man action figure. Voice lines and cool poses and all. He absolutely loved it. Then he gave me my gift, a children's Bible.
Oh.
And began to tell me about how Jesus is a pretty cool guy. That night was the night I learned what disappointment was. You had to wait till you were 8 to learn what disappointment was? No sympathy then.
That's unfortunate.
I was 8 and learned what disappointment was. Sounds like your life was pretty good, Alpha. But yeah, that's bullshit right there.
Yeah.
Wait a minute. You went to Spider-Man, ate ice cream, went ice skating, played Yu-Gi-Oh! All night. But you were disappointed that you didn't get a present from your friend that wasn't a Bible. I'll acknowledge the gift is bullshit, but you're also a little baby. Life was cool until I was 8. He says. So anybody wants to share your stories? I can see that some people are, some shadows are putting them in there. Shadows are, feel free to put them in there, but if you'd like, there's a chance that I might read them later if we run out of turbo stuff. Put them into the Twitter thread, the Twitter announcement that I made. Would be the best place if there's a chance that they might get rid.
Yu-Gi-Oh! Nice!
Oh my god, yes.
What?
Kulnara.
Ooh.
I love Russian childhood stories. Kulnara, dig deep, because I want as many as you can get. And oh my god, there's a picture of Kulnara as a little Russian girl at Christmas.
You're so Kulnara! Oh my god!
You guys will probably have to go into the Discord to actually see it. It's pretty cute.
Freaking adorable.
Kulnara in a little dress.
Come on.
Alright, so. Yay, Kulnara time. Authentic Russian Christmas time. Let's go.
Oh my god, the pressure.
My mom's work would organize holiday parties for the employees' kids every year. So I loved them. There were always treats, games, and cool prizes. I specifically remember one of those parties. I was 7. There was another girl at the party who was a bit younger, maybe 5 or 6. The coolest prize you could win was a Barbie coloring book with stickers. The contest was to name as many holiday songs as you could. Each kid had to name songs, and if you can't name any, you're out. I'm assuming one at a time until somebody runs out. At the end, it was down to the 2 of us, me and that girl. We were naming songs, and I was the last one to name one, and she couldn't think of any. I clearly won. I was so happy. But for whatever reason, the organizers gave the prize to that girl.
What?
They either didn't pay attention, or it was because she was younger. Maybe they didn't even know the difference between 2 little girls. They were like, I don't know, which one was the fucking one that won? Who gives a shit? She didn't write this, but I'm assuming that's maybe what happened too. It was so unfair, so I cried. To add insult to injury, one of the organizers came to me and said that I should not be upset because I won second prize.
Oh my god, what?
Then she gave me a random piece of coconut candy that I believe she just picked from the table of treats. It wasn't even good candy.
That's bullshit.
I'm sorry I didn't even do the Kulnara accent, guys.
That reminds me of
The contest was to name as many holiday songs as you could. Go ahead.
That reminds me, my mom's work, I think it was my mom's work, used to always have a Christmas party, and they'd have somebody dressed up as like gingerbread men and stuff like that. And I remember my oldest sister's
It was just
boyfriend.
dudes in gimp suits.
Oh my god. This is a weird party. My oldest sister's boyfriend dressed up once. And I don't remember anything else about the party, but
They still
totally
owe me that
love that
coloring
guy.
book. But you love that guy.
yeah, when I was like little, I did, yeah. Weird. It was just a weird memory, like Christmas Christmas party.
Have candy and forget about the CEO's daughter winning the prize.
Yeah.
I guess that was a bit traumatic. Sorry, here's a picture of me at a holiday party in my kindergarten, says Clonara.
Adorable.
It's incredible how much you look like yourself when
Yeah.
you're little.
Yeah.
It's your exact face.
It's
just
wild.
photoshopped onto a little girl's dress photo.
I don't know that.
No pickle juice though.
I know.
Lino Bro says, when I was in elementary school, I was in Christmas play where me and some other classmates were snowmen singing a song called, whoa, a big photo just came up in the Twitter, or there.
How do I
Wait,
pull
where did
up
I
the
just lost
map,
it?
you
Okay,
guys?
Lino Bro says, when I was in elementary school, it was Christmas. I was in a Christmas play where me and some other classmates were snowmen singing a song called I Want to Go to Hawaii. I hate it. That's not a Christmas. Anyways, I questioned why a bunch of snowmen wanted to kill themselves by overheating, and everyone just gave me blank stares. When I was in, so that's one story. I like it.
That's
Succinct. Good
Yeah.
stuff. Another one, when I was in elementary school, I was in a Christmas play where me and my other classmates were snowmen singing a song called, oh, he just accidentally copy-pasted twice.
Ah.
Good stuff. Skittily, hey cucks, I'm back, she says. So in 2011, what I wanted most in the world was Skyward Sword. It was like that kind of desire where you want it so bad your heart hurts. My parents took us to GameStop that December and told us to pick out the game we wanted for Christmas. But here's the thing, we were poor as shit, and I didn't think there was any way we could afford a bunch of brand new first-party titles. Skyward Sword was the only game I wanted, so I just stood by the display and stared at it until my mom came to tell me it was time to go. She looked at the display, looked at me and said, did you want that? Well, you should have said something. We would have gotten it. It's too late now, though.
Aw.
I stared at her blankly for a moment because surely she must be joking. She was not joking. This was how I, a 13-year-old, humiliated myself by breaking down into sobs in the middle of GameStop.
Aw.
Those tears were mostly from a big hormone surge, but I couldn't control them.
Aw. No, it's embarrassing and sad. This is a new level.
And yeah, she never got Skyward Sword.
Aww.
She had to wait 5 more years till she could afford it herself.
Oh, that's so sad.
Did you at least get to watch us play it? McFearick.
So, Fraser,
Yes.
in this level, there's 3 buttons that you hit. And then once I hit 3 of those buttons, this minecart track will open up and I'll be able to jump in the minecart and then I'll show you what happens.
Okay. McFearick says, one year I was opening presents and received a Trapper Keeper with a built-in ruler / calculator.
What's a trapper?
It's an American thing.
Oh, okay.
I only found out what it was because of South Park. I think it's a brand name. It's a Duotang. It's like a thing for school.
Okay.
The second I saw it, I said, I always wanted one of these. My parents then asked me what it was. As they were trying to film my reaction, I replied, I have no idea. Just a derpy kid thinking I was cool to say I wanted one of these things that I clearly didn't know what it was.
Aww.
Yeah, it's a big folder to keep your smaller binders in or something.
Okay.
Yeah, it's like a binder.
Kids trying to make their parents happy at Christmas. I have no idea.
Well, I remember there's a Christmas that I went out of my way to make my mom happy. Like, it was a Christmas where my dad had lost his job because of back his back being thrown out, so he was like still, I think, in the process of going through workman's comp. So it was a rough time. And she tried to like extend Christmas by creatively like getting small things, but lots of them, and wrapping them all up. And so it was probably one of the, it's like, I was old enough to know what she had done. And I think she may have expressed that like, I'm sorry Christmas wasn't as big this year, but I was like, this is the biggest Christmas ever. And I like went out of my way to pile up all the presents in a way that made them look massive, like amount. Like, look at how many we got. Like kind of cascaded across the couch and stuff. Or whatever.
That's cute.
But yeah, we didn't have a lot of money when we were young, but we had some great Christmases because my mom made sure to really do it up. Remember one year my uncle was helping my mom with Christmas tree. This is Kane Cartoon. Remember one year my uncle was helping my mom with Christmas tree, both my father and uncle struggling with the Christmas tree stand. After a long while and collapsing to the couch, my uncle turns to my father and says, "Now I remember why we're Jewish." It's pretty good. So you guys were Jewish, but you did Christmas tree.
That's interesting.
I was thinking the other day, we went by a Japanese house that had tons of Christmas decorations, and I'm pretty sure it had a menorah in the window as well.
Yeah.
Because it's just Japanese, some people, Japanese houses like really do it up, even though they may not understand the holiday completely, and they just tossed a menorah in the window too. And I was like, I would probably consider a menorah as a Christmas decoration in my own house if I was sure that it wasn't offensive to do so, like that I was co-opting the Jewish faith or something. It's not, I'm not Christian and I would do all the Christmas stuff, but like I think menorah looks really cozy and nice.
Yeah.
12 candles, and the symbol is like really cozy looking. I wonder what Jews think about that. I think they're pretty laid back.
If any of you are Jewish, let us know what you think.
Kane Cartoon is.
Yo, watch this shit.
Oh, here we go.
Whee! And then it takes you into this separate area? Like, what is this? Oh, snap, it took away my items. I thought I was so smart. I was like, I'm gonna go in here and I'm just gonna teleport out.
Did you know that was gonna happen?
No.
Oh.
What's going on, huh?
So have you never
like,
been here?
I have,
Oh,
but
okay.
I didn't remember it took away my items. That was okay. So like, what's happening, huh? It's like what?
It's a pretty spooky place. They even got rid of the music that's pervasive through the whole thing.
Uh-oh. He's still going. What's happening? So far. Oh, it's a knife. Let's get it.
Knife piece 2. The knife is complete.
Oh, yeah, the knife is complete.
Oh, it follows you across screens.
Yeah, it does.
Shouldn't you be walking backwards and shooting? Or it doesn't hurt?
I don't know if it hurts
character.
it.
You're just shooting forward to get through.
Yeah. Oh, mama. Oh. I mean, I have lots of hearts, so. Oh. How many more rooms are there? Oh, frig, I have to bomb some stuff. Oh, God. Oh, God.
There you go.
Oh, I can just. Yoink!
There you go.
So this is what I was doing when I was like smiling so big. I was like, oh.
Is that a win?
Yeah,
It
like I
collapsed
got
on
it. Yeah.
So what do you get from that?
So I have the full knife above my head now.
And that's a good.
Yeah, so this is all, like, you have to do a whole bunch of things to unlock Jacob. And those two things, so, like, you have to get the knife, and then you have to beat Mom after this. So now my goal is to beat Mom.
Okay.
So fun.
Let me know when you get there.
Oh, we'll see, man. Hard. It's hard. Thanks, Skittleaf, for the pointer that I can just step on guys when they're shrunk. I never knew that. Wow.
The year was 2002, says Mr. Blow, and my family planned a trip to see Radio City Rockettes. Ooh.
The Rockettes.
Gams from here to Yaya. While on the train to the city, someone overheard what we had planned for the day and moved his seat over a road to talk with my dad. It turns out he was a producer for the show and promised my dad he'd make it a magical time for us. Once we got to Radio City, they brought us into the back to see behind the scenes and watch the Rockettes get ready. And I saw a bunch of them with their tops off.
What?
No. Could you imagine? I added that in. Could you imagine that for Christmas? It's just like, here's the locker room. Oh yeah, they're actresses. They don't even care.
Merry Christmas.
Sorry. What?
I've never seen this bag before. Oh, thank you.
New guy completely for you?
He farted at me.
I just blew up. Oh, he's still there.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
It's crazy how much you had to unlock to get new content. Got a match. This game is so gross.
I know, it really is. I love it though.
Yay.
Okay, and then this Fraser, this is what killed me the other night, that I was like, I thought I was doing so good, and then the door killed me.
What did? Oh, that killed you. That
Yeah.
finished you off.
Yeah.
And you were willing to do that right there. Why?
Well, I knew I had hearts.
Oh. So
I
you
mean, I
didn't
don't
go
have
through. You went through a
tons, but-
different hatch.
Yeah, yeah.
Why?
The mausoleum. Because this is the unlocked stuff. Okay, will
I
you-
didn't finish the story.
Oh my god, I'm sorry.
I'm like still in the middle of it.
Okay, sorry.
All right, they moved us up one row after seeing the Rockettes get ready. They moved us up to one of the side balcony seats and gave us all the kids Christmas ornaments and candy canes. When the show was about to start, the announcer said, "This is dedicated to the My Last Name family."
Wow.
And it shined a spotlight on us. It was pretty magical and caused my mom to ugly cry.
Aww.
Happy holidays. Thank you for spreading so much needed love in the world, he says.
That's cute.
Oh my god, what's going on up here?
Death.
Did you just die?
Yeah.
What's all that shit on the screen?
The baddies were
Holy
multiplying.
shit. Wow, that's rough.
Them's the breaks. Now I gotta do all that fucking getting the knives again.
When the Rockets were getting ready, did you at least see, like, their butts? I'm looking to see if Mr. Blow added anything, but it doesn't look like it. Yeah, man, I was drooling. When I was 6 or 7 years old, I thought snooping for my Christmas presents would be a good idea, says McPeard. This never even occurred to me ever. So, I don't get it. Everybody seems to be like... Is everybody like... was I the only good kid?
I wasn't a bad kid.
You are very bad if you thought that you should look at Christmas presents ahead of time. That's like the worst thing you can do.
Oh, it was just like there was a secret room in our house. It was like, and
Like, I lost sleep. For sure. Thinking about it?
yeah, but what if that secret part of the house was actually part of your room, and you could just kind of like maybe go in the closet and take a little peek.
That's terrible. That's ruining Christmas for your parents.
But what about me? And my need that moment.
And you were Catholic.
I don't know. I
What
prayed
would
about
Jesus
it.
think of that?
I prayed on it.
So, McBeard says, when I was 6 or 7, I thought snooping on my Christmas presents would be a good idea. I managed to find them, but instead of just leaving it at that, I thought I could secretly hint about my gifts in conversation. My parents instantly accused me of snooping, and I had no poker face, still don't. They caught me. I was told I would not be getting anything that year and that I'd ruined Christmas. I felt so bad I cried waking up that Christmas morning. Very thankfully they just said that to scare me and teach me a valuable lesson. What a little shit. Not only am I gonna like peek at the presents, then I'm so clever I'm gonna prove to myself like I think I can hint at it, but you'll never figure out the hints. And it's just like a flex on my parents.
Yeah.
You needed that lesson bad. Ocean Storm says, when I was about 4 years old, I had a bad speech problem. Due to this, I couldn't really pronounce the name Santa. So my family came up with a new name for me to call Santa instead. They had me call him Ho-Ho. This name was fine until I started preschool, and Christmas time came around. I referred to Santa as Ho-Ho, and all the kids started laughing at me and making fun of me.
Aww.
When I went home, I was very angry with my family and wanted to know why they'd done this to me. I felt like I had been lied to my whole life.
My whole life.
From that day forward, I swore not to call him Ho-Ho anymore. However, there's still some home videos of me calling Santa Ho-Ho, and I must live with that every time I watch them. That's pretty good.
I've been lied to my whole life.
They were trying to be nice to you.
Yeah.
Helping you out. Is this water? How is the water going over the hole?
It's like air. Like,
Oh. Interesting. This is 2001 Mr. Blow getting a puppy. In the Discord
oh, come
for
on.
Christmas.
Cute. My niece and nephews just got a puppy for Christmas.
So there's only two turbo stories left. So I guess there wasn't a lot to dig out this year. So if you shadow chatters, we may be looking at your stories if you put them as a reply to the Christmas show announcement. We'll check those out. A couple more in the Becky reply. Cool. So this year the 3DS came out. I saw a Christmas themed commercial for it, and I went to my dad and said, instead of sending me to college, they just get me a 3DS.
Good thinking.
I was actually fairly disappointed when I was told no. I got a 3DS the next year instead.
Good negotiating skills,
Yeah.
though.
I remember wanting the Nintendo so bad. Well, I was young enough that I don't remember the lead up to getting the Nintendo, actually. That much. We got an NES, and I know we wanted it, but we were like... I was probably about maybe 5. And the Nintendo had been out for a couple of years already, I believe. But again, it was so
Is that shy?
early.
A year?
I believe so. I remember I was very young. Like it was, if not kindergarten, it was grade 1.
Maybe. I'm just thinking about when.
It'd been out for a couple of years. And I guess... Oh God, I'm trying to like dig up these memories. Anyways, I know that like after we got it, my grandma told me, my mom's mom, they were the ones, her and John were the ones who got it for us. And she told me, like, I was like, thank you so much and stuff, telling her thanks. And she's like, yeah, I was at the store and they had two. I couldn't decide which one. There was a Nintendo and a Super Nintendo. And they said that, like, and then this one was a bit cheaper and I didn't think there was any difference. So I got you this one or whatever. And I'm just like,
Yeah.
but I'm so grateful now that I got the Nintendo because
Right.
I think it took another 2 years to get the Super Nintendo. And if I hadn't, I wouldn't have gotten the experience with the Nintendo.
Yeah.
I think that's maybe it was 6 or 7.
I feel like you would have been older.
Maybe a bit older.
Because I remember having the Atari. We're the same age. I remember having the Atari
Yeah.
before the Nintendo.
Regardless, it would have been the year that the Super Nintendo came out.
Right.
It was the
right.
year Super Nintendo came out, I got the Nintendo. Before that, the only thing I had was a Commodore 64 that my mom had picked up at the garage sale. But like, yeah, so I was old enough to be like, know what I just missed.
Yeah.
So it probably wasn't 5, because that's a bit too early for me to really realize that, I think. But yeah, that's like... But yeah, I think she even said, like, I asked the man at the store and he said that there was no real difference or something like that.
Oh my
and I was
god.
like, fucker. That fucker fucked me.
Probably had no idea.
Yeah. And then I remember, the reason I bring that up is because, like, this negotiating. I remember later, like, 2 years later, and I'm starting to get to it, maybe it's gauging from what I thought. Like, what year did the Super Nintendo guys come out, guys? I'm trying to figure out what my age was here. But maybe I'm around 8 or 9, and I'm like,
That's about right.
trying to like save up for the Super Nintendo finally, and I'm like, it's at the time where the like value packs are starting to come, so it's like almost achievable for a kid to like somehow scrounge birthday money if you could somehow sell your brother on it, combine your monies, like beg to do something for allowance, to which the reply is,
Do it for free.
I can get you to do it for free, why would I give you allowance? And like, so when my grandma and John came, he's basically my grandpa, but they never married, so we were told to call him Uncle John. But he was my grandpa. Anyways, they come by for Christmas, and I'm like all excited because I'm like getting close, and I'm thinking if I get some money for Christmas from my other grandma that usually gives me money, I'm getting this close and stuff, and I'm telling them all about it because I'm an excited kid about how I'm getting close to saving up, and like, they get pissed off. My dad, who's just like, John, stop it. John's like getting me to come up with more strategies and stuff and tell him all about it.
Oh my god.
And he's like, oh yeah, and he's like saying like, well, if you do this with your money, maybe this makes sense, and like getting me to like encouraging me to just continue. And I'm like, he's like, John, stop it. The kid's going insane, and I want to stop hearing about this.
Oh my god, yeah, I'll bet.
And because it was all I would talk about. And of course they got me the Super Nintendo that year.
That's so cute.
Yeah, of course. And I didn't even, it was still young enough that it didn't occur to me that he was teasing and knew that I was getting a Super Nintendo.
Yeah, that's really cute.
And he was going over the top. Let's see, 1991. So I would have been, I guessed right then, I would have been about 8, 9-ish.
That's funny.
I never got a Super NES. I wanted one so bad, but it was too expensive.
Aww. Do you remember Fraser?
Mm-hmm.
This is how long Fraser and I have been together. Do you remember the year the DS came out?
Yes. Oh my god. This is trauma for Becky.
What? No. You're thinking about the. That was for my birthday. That's a different trauma. No.
Me and Ben went and bought her a DS for her birthday. And I opened it up first.
It was a 3DS. That was a 3DS.
Oh, this is a 3DS. And I opened it up first. I didn't really play. I thought that getting it set up for you would like expedite, but Becky loves opening new things. I was gonna set it up for you to have it ready to play right away and stuff.
Yeah.
But Ben and I, like, she came home, I think, early, and
From
basically,
work.
like, Ben and I were just, like, had it out, and we were, like, checking it out.
That is like the equivalent of me playing with your Legos.
Yeah.
And then you gave it to me, and you were like, "Happy birthday!" And I was like, "There's fingerprints all over it." Like I was excited, but I was also
She was
like,
already complaining.
"What the fuck, dude?"
You bought this for my birthday, but you've already, like, fingerprinted it all over.
Yeah.
I thought that, yeah.
Oh my god. No, do you remember the year the DS came out? And my mom was in on it. Like, she was like, this was before we had the show. I don't know what year the DS came out, but my mom bought, like, everyone in the family a DS. And
We had it before she bought the family DSs.
did she? Okay, so we bought it first, and then
That was
did we
what
tell
convinced
her?
her to get it. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, but there was one year where, like, my family was super into gaming,
Yeah.
and it was super fun. That was 2004. Yeah. That was fun. And then the
Yeah.
next year, they got, like, those cards you could put in.
The cards that let you pirate games.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we all got these.
Everybody
like,
got these cards that let you pirate games back
Yeah.
then.
Yeah. That was fun.
The R4 cards, yeah.
Yeah.
Those were, they were becoming so sort of ubiquitous. Like, even people who weren't techie were buying them. Like, it was probably a pretty big problem for Nintendo.
Yeah, it was a really fun, like, couple of years.
You know,
super gaming with our family.
if it wasn't for those cards, we would have never played Osatatsuke Oenda.
Yep.
And I would have never been able to play.
We probably never would have moved to Japan.
I probably would have never been able to play the patched ROM that Tomato made for Mother 3. And probably, I don't even think you could get Phoenix Wright in Canada at the time that I played it. There was a bunch of things that I don't even know that I played a lot of things that I would have really
Been able
had
to
to pirate.
legit.
Yeah, I think I mostly played a bunch of things that were obscure because that's my personality, that
Right.
nobody had ever seen before and that you couldn't get if you tried.
Yeah, that's pretty wild. Ah, son of a bitch.
Pacific Mall represent, is that where they sold them? I don't know where I went to get it.
It wouldn't have been Pacific
Such a
Mall.
thing.
We were living in Toronto
God, I
at the
wanna-
time.
Yeah, we were in Toronto. Isn't that weird?
Pacific Mall is,
Is that the West
Vancouver.
Coast? What is Pacific Mall? Oh, underneath the...
yeah. The mall that we didn't know about for like the first year of living in Vancouver because it's underground.
This is underground.
It's really not that hard to find. We just aren't really mall people.
Alright, so Kulnara has another one. Here's another one from Russia. It was New Year's party at my kindergarten.
Very good, love it.
We were all drunk on vodka. Alright. New Year's in Russia is like Christmas minus the religion. We have trees, presents, and Russian Santa, Grandfather Frost. That's reminding me of the fucking... on Big Mouth, the most recent Father Johann.
Ah, yes!
Grandfather Frost. So the teachers like to come up with games for these parties. They would ask for volunteers and not tell us what the game was. I volunteered and they told me they were going to put a blindfold on me and I would try food, and guess what it was? The first thing I tried was a raw onion. I actually liked raw onions, so I
You
didn't
would.
mind. Then I tried something very hard and turned out it was a raw potato. They also gave me a raw beet and a carrot. No pickles, unfortunately. I was gonna say, like, what the? And I'm thinking, Koldar's like, Yes, and? Any pickle juice to wash this down? This delicious Christmas meal? Thank you. This is a bountiful feast for me, Kulnara. Russian child Kulnara. No pickles, unfortunately. Maybe that was their way of making us eat vegetables.
Yeah.
Russian parents are dicks. Cyberman says, I was playing Yahtzee with family one Christmas and I got 3 Yahtzees during one game. After the 4th Yahtzee, one of my aunts literally stormed out of the house. So you're just a child? And you get too many Yahtzees for your aunt to handle anymore.
I like it.
4 Yahtzees in a row is too much. She storms out. Imagine putting your aunt on tilt with Yahtzee.
I mean, I could see it. I could see me being that aunt.
No. Maybe I was 13. Were you rubbing it in?
Uh-oh, this ain't looking good.
Your face is funny.
My face is funny?
Yeah. The mouth.
Oh, I thought you meant my real face. Because I just went...
Oh. Oh, that is funny. Skiddly says, oh my god. One year, I was hanging out at my grandparents' house on Christmas Eve and I was trying to dunk a cookie in the milk. My grandpa came up behind me, stole my cookie, sat down across the table, and ate it in front of me. I burst into tears and my grandma came in and really laid into him.
You like that part, huh?
He's just trying to be a fun grandpa. And then he gets in trouble.
Yup.
Because grandpas are always getting in trouble. That's funny. McFerrick says, when I was 6, we went to a neighbor's house for a New Year's Eve party. The kids were sent to hang out in the basement while the adults drank upstairs.
Oh, he's a terrible grandpa. Aw.
Oh, okay. Still funny. When I was the youngest kid there. So he's 6 and he's the youngest kid in this basement at a New Year's Eve party where the parents are upstairs having a key party.
Yes, classic.
I was the youngest kid there by about 3 years, so I wasn't really included. I wasn't given a chance to play Mario Kart on the N64, so I sort of just hung out on my own. I was apparently very overtired. I ended up not falling asleep, curled up in the dog bed. I also wet my pants.
Oh, yeah.
The jokes everyone made at the subsequent holiday parties never died.
Aww.
Jesus. A fresh one just came in from some K Wede. A long time ago, in an Xmas far, far away, my uncle took my sister, cousins, and myself up to a nearby mountain to play in the snow. It was my first time seeing the snow, and fun times were had. On the way back, we were snacking on some Oreo cookies, and I got car sick. One thing led to another, and chunks were blown. The end.
Whoa.
That's rough. Remember, guys, we'll accept just straight up heartwarming or fond memories as well. Doesn't need to be trauma. In fact, I would like some of those. Those would be nice. So my mom is one of those people that loves, this is from Ting Carl. She's one of those people who loves planning events and having people over. Back in 2011, when I was about 8, my mom was planning a big Christmas party for our friends and neighbors. I remember that there were 2 bowls of punch. One was spiked with rum, and one was not. My parents regrettably forgot to tell me that fact before the party.
Oh,
He's 8 at this point.
Shit.
I ended up drinking 8 cups of rum punch that night, and let's just say a drunk 8-year-old that was already hopped up on a bunch of sugar from candy canes wasn't great for my parents to deal with.
Oh, snap.
How often do you get to see a drunk child?
8 cups.
What does a drunk child even look like?
What?
It's not like they have inhibitions to start with, so.
Yeah.
It's Yahtzee like adult Yu-Gi-Oh. My parents still feel horrible about that night, says Ting Carl.
Aw. I mean, that just sucks all around because at 8, that's
You're
not
not gonna
fun.
have fun. No, it's not gonna be fun for a kid at all.
No.
It's not old enough to be fun.
You're just like, what the fuck is going on?
I'm a believer that like teens should drink with their family.
Yeah, my family does that.
I don't think teens. I think as soon as you hit 13, you should be drinking with your family. I don't think you should be getting drunk or wasted, but I think a couple drinks just to get you just a tiny buzz, just
Yeah.
a little warm and fuzzy, is I
Just
think
understand the feeling, understand limits.
the West has become so like, you know, alcohol is always debaucherous. In Europe, the Netherlands, tons of other countries, drinking is a thing you do with your family. It's something that a family does like as an aperitif, something after the meal, you know, it's a family thing, it's a wholesome thing to do. And then instead the West makes it this taboo so that everybody goes to college and gets fucking like alcohol
Yeah.
poisoning because
Yeah.
they grew up being like barred from it. If you destigmatize it, it wouldn't be as big of a fucking deal. And that's how I got drunk for the first time, with parents at home with friends.
Yeah,
friends.
that's
Yeah, that's
great.
kind of how it should be. And again, I'm not saying wasted. I'm saying like buzzed to just a tiny bit drunk, maybe. You know, just enough where you're like, well, that's enough for you.
Yeah.
You know, like
Yes.
you've had. It doesn't take much for a fucking kid. Yeah, the drinking age in America is 21.
That is fucking insane.
Can't you guys get killed at a war when you're 17 or something?
Yeah.
Like, but you can't drink till you're 21. First time for me, it says Rico, was 16 at a high school party. I puked. LOL.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, I remember at a party when I was young, in high school, a girl, I think I may have said this before, we were
Yeah.
at like a camping trip, and we procured a good amount of alcohol through some connections, and we were very happy about what we'd gotten. And then one of the girls who's never drank before, whose parents keep her pretty much under lock and key, was somehow able to come to this party, and as soon as she saw one of the bottles, I guess she wanted to prove herself, grabs it, pops it open, and chugs back. And like before we can even stop, she's got half the bottle done. Like she wanted to like prove that like she's ready to party and she can do it too. Because her parents, I guess, weren't drinkers, never seen anybody drink, had
She went
no
to
idea what she was doing.
the same Catholic elementary school as I did.
Yeah, she had no idea what she was doing. She thought that this was fine. She was just getting it started, and like oh god, fuck, what do we do? Like, do we make her puke? Did we tell her now how bad this is gonna be potentially soon for her?
Should have made
We
it.
decided to try to just roll with it and be like, you're
Yeah.
not gonna need any more now, just so you know. And we were thinking, like, half a bottle? Like, we're trying to, like, figure out, like, have any of us, some of us have been able to handle half a bottle, maybe it should be fine. Like, you know, maybe it'll be okay. She wasn't okay.
Ugh.
It was messy. It didn't require any, like, medical attention. But, like,
surprised
it
it
wasn't a
didn't.
fun night for her best friend who had to take care of her. But young drinking can be quite messy
Yeah.
when people have been kept very sheltered. Let's see here. Ting Carl's. We did that one. Okay. Mr. C says, okay, so I actually can't remember for certain if this happened on Christmas. Anyways, in 2018, I brought Secret Hitler to the family gathering, and we played it. I don't know that game, but I think I've heard of it.
Yeah, I feel like I have to.
Me and my grandfather got shot and eliminated from the game. Can't remember who shot my grandfather, but my uncle shot me, and I've never felt so powerless in a casual board game before. Also, lots of shouting and arguing over who was a liberal and who was a fascist. Good game. Like real life.
My God. Fun Christmas times.
Yeah. Alpha says, when I was 14, I really, really wanted a PSP 1000. What? PSP 1000? That was the thing? So, I knew what a PSP was, but PSP 1000? So, I used some allowance.
It's the launch model. Okay.
Okay. I secretly saved up some money, and my grandparents sneaked into my pocket to buy myself one. Oh, the money that my grandparents had sneaked into my pocket.
Ah, okay.
So your grandparents were always giving you money on the sly. My parents were very against video games, so I didn't even tell them about it. Of course, one day they found it in my room and asked me where I got it, so I immediately spun up a lie that I borrowed it from a friend at school. You didn't want to sell it to your grandparents. Good one.
Yeah.
My mom called my bluff by saying she will return it to him personally after school. The next day, I immediately found my friend Jason and coached him.
Wow.
And coached
this
him
goes deep.
on a story to pretend the PSP was his and say to my mom that he's sorry that he lent it to me and promised not to do it again. My mom bought it. Jason passed me my PSP the day after, and I bought him a bunch of milk teas for our successful heist.
Wow.
That is a bro.
Yeah.
Right there. That is a buddy. Coached him on it. One Christmas, after I got the Wii, somebody probably, you know what, actually I'm just gonna quickly pop back over to the turbo tube. So like there's a bunch of people who probably went in before these ones in Discord. Refresh here, I suppose.
I want to say thank you to Daverball for sponsoring today's show.
Thank you, Daverball.
And for all his support over the years, technical and sponsoring wise. Daverball's been a big, long-time supporter to the show. And a good
Here
buddy.
he is.
A lot of what you guys do in the Turbo Toot and the Discord is all made possible by his technical prowess.
It's true.
Him teaming up with Caffeinated Rat and Milani. I hope I'm not missing any of the techie people, but I know that those guys have all dabbled in it. Well, more than dabbled, but like done their bits to make it all work. So that old Thrash doesn't have to think about what the fuck any of this stuff does. Thank you, David Ball. Merry Christmas, buddy.
2 of diamonds.
And very relevant show because David Ball and Becky have been
Chatting about
coaching
this.
Becky
Yeah.
through Binding of Isaac
True that.
to get her progress. And I have to say, we've been meaning to for some time, and it's just fucking hard to always find. David Ball was worked hand in hand with the developer of Lisa the Painful RPG. I don't know hand in hand, but I know he was involved, and he was one of the ones who tried to help make controller support work way back in the day when we first tried the game.
Right.
We are going to be getting back to it, and that'll be a Daverball sponsored joint.
Yes.
So look forward to that. Been wanting to do it for some time, and I've been thinking about how I want to go back to Eastward, and feel like we should go back to at least the RPG instead, because it's kind of similar. It's funny how similar they kind of are in a way. But out of the two games, I think we should return to at least the Painful RPG. Kamiyasi says, my dad's name is Rich, and one year when I was around 10, I loudly exclaimed, "Who's bitch?" after reading the tag on the present. I didn't know the word bitch at the time, and was so confused and concerned about the looks on my mom's faces. My mom's face.
It's like when my niece was she was super into, I've said this before on the show, but my niece was super into combining words, I don't know what an example is, but she decided she wanted to go on a hunt for my sister's girlfriend, Kathy. And so she was going on a Kathy hunt, and so she said she was going on a cunt. And my family was like, no, that's...
Which
you
one's
can't,
this?
you can't, Tay.
Okay.
They're like, don't, no, just keep these ones separate.
Cunts.
Yeah. Going on a catty hunt.
Not quite as powerful a word in Canada as it is in America, but
Yeah.
still enough to
Take you
drop
aback whenever a
jaws
little
bit,
girl is
maybe,
like,
when a little girl says it.
yeah.
Sounds Australian as fuck. Mr. C says, I thought an erection meant like a bump you got on the head from an injury.
Oh no, like a concussion.
I got an erection. Ow. Rubbing your head. Oh, an erection again.
That reminds me of I Think You Should Leave by
Yeah.
Tim Robbins.
Can you help me? I thought your bumper sticker was for people like me. People who are so horny their stomach hurts. We've been watching
On Deacon's
Insistent Request. We
request,
finally
yeah.
picked up I Think You Should Leave on Netflix. It's just gut-bustingly funny sketch show.
It's a sketch show and it's like really high quality sketches and set designs with really ridiculous humor.
It's very good. If you like Tim and Eric, you'll probably like it. It's a little less arbitrary or non sequitur, but it's got a lot of that same energy. And it also, Tim shows up in it sometimes.
Yeah.
Whitest Kids You Know, is that what my brother tried to turn me on to?
No.
Oh, okay. No, what was the thing he tried to turn me on to? I didn't like that.
No, you didn't like that at all.
Boo, what happened to Pigtail Becky?
You want me to go back? I was just like, oh, I want this. I want to show Fraser this.
Auntie Donna's 200% Australian. Oh, really?
Not enough coins.
Oh, yes. Nuclear Gamer says, my great aunt makes everyone gather for White Elephant like a week or two before Christmas. White Elephant? When I was like 14, there was a pocket knife that I really liked, so I wanted to steal it from a person who took it last.
Oh, is it a game where you like switch?
It's a comically bad gift exchange.
Okay.
A white elephant looked it up. A white elephant gift exchange, Yankee Swap, or Dirty Santa is a party game where amusing and impractical gifts are exchanged during festivities. The goal of the White Elephant gift exchange is to entertain partygoers rather than a genuinely valuable or high. Oh, I know what the phrase white elephant means. It comes from old time, like way old times, where a king gave another king a white elephant, knowing that it was a bad, like that it would be insanely hard to upkeep. Like it was, the idea was like a game that would be a burden on him. A gift that would be a burden on
this
him.
animal over.
Yeah. Well, we're talking AD, I think. Like, it's old, this story, is where this phrase comes from. I think I remember that.
We've never really done that. We have like good gift exchanges where you pass it around, you know? Like, you have to try to steal it from other people.
Yes, before BC, before you. What's that?
We've never done that.
Ah.
Someone said you don't have that.
From the story that the kings of Siam gave such animals as gifts to courtiers that they disliked. Courtiers. What are courtiers? Are they like nobles within the court? In order to ruin the recipient.
by the great expense incurred by maintaining the animal, and they must maintain it because they got it from the fucking king. So that makes more sense. Not a king to a king, but a king to his nobles that they dislike in court. And if they don't take care of the animal, it looks like it's an affront to the king. And they must act grateful, but then the cost of upkeep ruins them financially.
Oh, shit.
That's a white elephant. All right, that makes a lot. Yeah. Kumar says, white elephant can be fun. I got cowbell from one. Very useful in Russia. You put cowbell on little brother so he doesn't disappear. During the terrible whiteouts.
Yo, we learned recently that Russia has like the most public transportation in the world or something.
Russia has the most people using public transit than anywhere in the world.
We did not know that.
I don't understand how. Can you explain that, Kulnara? Is it buses? Because I can't imagine it's trains. Russia's so big, that's the reason the West, like Canada and the States, don't have good high-speed rail, is because it's too big to do it.
Yeah, we kind of assumed it was like Canada.
What?
The
that it was
transportation
similar to
issue.
Canada,
like,
yeah.
Like we have public transportation in the big cities, and
Trains and buses and trolleys.
did you use a lot of public transportation? Like, yeah, it was very surprising.
Like in Canada, trains suck. Trains are horrible. Not only are they slow as fuck, they share the same rails, well, obviously, like as freight. So they have to go super slow, like slower than even a normal train. Like, apparently they go like 40 kilometers across the country.
Are you serious?
Yeah, like most of the
I don't
parts
remember it
very
being that
slow. Because all the freight trains are in front of them. Like all the freight trains go that slow because they have freight, and they share the same tracks. And it's like the only thing Canada uses their rail for, really, is, and they overcharge. It's like double the price of a plane ticket because like it's supposed to be like a luxury thing. Because they know that it sucks for travel, they try to spin it as like a sightseeing instead. So it's not a real way to travel. Supposedly, it can be beautiful in certain parts of the country because you can see stuff that the road can't, that only the rail goes, like through some of the mountains. But like, there's some really cool freight hopping videos of Canada out there. Really, just people jumping on.
Huh.
I love Russian trains, says Kulnara. I want to see Russia one day.
Yeah, me too.
We're very close.
We are very close.
Out of all the places we could go visit, yeah, there's a lot of, like, you know, what are the places? I want to see Taiwan really bad.
I want to see Taiwan, yeah.
It's very close to us, and we might be able to combine that trip with
a family trip.
With a family trip, because
My family has family in Taiwan.
yeah. Well, I mean, we have family. Yeah, like, yeah, that's how it is. And then what else? Like, Russia would be cool.
I mean, northern Japan.
I'm not really as much interested in Korea or China.
No. It would have been nice to see Hong Kong.
Hong Kong would have been nice before China ruined democracy in Hong Kong.
Well, we got to get to
But now I'm afraid of
Thailand
Hong Kong,
soon.
especially since I've tweeted so much anti-China sentiment. I would be afraid to go anywhere where China has power. Like, I'm not saying I'm going to be thrown in a hole, but I could imagine, like, you know, you get caught in customs and they decide to look up your name and they see that you said some anti-China stuff. They decide to make the next, like, few days a living hell by making you miss your flight, and they could do a lot of things. Who knows? I just wouldn't want to.
Come to Australia.
Yeah, there's Australia. One day. I'd like to see New Zealand as well.
Me too. We have a very close family friend in New Zealand.
We'd be treated well there?
We would be treated very well.
Yeah, him and your dad are good
it's
buddies.
my dad's best friend.
Yeah.
My sister actually, I think, lived with him for a while.
Really?
Yeah, when she was in New Zealand.
So we'd only have to worry about the flight?
Possibly, yeah. Oh shit, I should have gone the dark room first.
Kulmara misses Korea. I stopped in the middle of the White Elephant because I got railroaded by not knowing what the hell it was. All right, so Nuclear Gamer says that my great aunt makes everyone gather for White Elephant like a week or two before Christmas. When I was like 14, there was a pocket knife that I really liked, so I wanted to steal it from the person who took it last. This is my cousin's best friend or boyfriend, not sure, BF, who, I'm assuming best friend, who wanted him to keep it. She went to my great aunt and changed the rules of the White Elephant to limit the amount of steals. I have been bitter to this day and always plan to steal from them whenever they're excited about something.
Oh, snap, you hold a grudge.
Shit. Well, it doesn't sound like White Rabbit if they're giving out pocket knives. Those are like the most useful thing in the world you can get.
We used to get a pocket knife every year for Christmas in our stocking.
What the fuck? In case the last one wore down?
Yeah.
You're always knifing so many things?
Yeah, man, you need knives in Canada. Oh, don't extinguish. Okay, good.
Oh, Mongolia. Did you say that?
No, but oh my god, we want to go to
Mongolia.
Mongolia. Really bad.
That looks like a very interesting place.
Yeah.
Though it would require a budget. Because I don't think you can really enjoy Mongolia unless you're gonna somehow pay to like see it. You know, it's not like a super touristy country, so
Gotta get our horse riding legs ready.
you have to arrange ways to see it properly, which means, like, I would want to see authentic Mongolia, which means going to like some smaller village areas and stuff.
Yeah.
Supposedly it's a very safe country. But Mongolia's just got, it's a very nomadic civilization still, despite having they have a very modern city.
Yeah.
But much of the country is still super nomadic and rustic, and you can see some pretty authentic shit going across Mongolia. Anyways, BC says we were having dinner at like Pickle Barrel or something during Hanukkah, and I went to the washroom, but was in there too long and the automatic lights went out. I was like 8 or 9 and didn't know what to do, as this is years before cell phones. I was in there for like 15 or more minutes in pitch black before someone came in and the lights came back on. Bravo 6 going dark, he says. That's funny.
Scary, man.
Would you visit space if you could, Brad?
No.
If somehow the opportunity arose. You guys might remember Brittany on some of our shows. She has YouTube and stuff, and
Tokyo Bree.
we were hanging out with her, and she was saying she'd like to go to space or whatever, provided the opportunity one day, and I was like, she just couldn't believe I wouldn't want to go. Like,
Yeah.
what's the fucking point? What is the fucking point? I don't get it.
She's also really mad because the people who, like Elon Musk and those people who have gone to space, say they've gone to space. She's like, they didn't even go to space. That's not space.
It's not good enough for her. I don't see the point myself. It's like a lot of discomfort. And even if they make it good for people in the future, like space tourism or whatever, like in 50 years, you can just jump on a thing and it's not as big of a deal. I don't see it being that much fun for what you get to do and the expense that you would incur, even when it comes down in price in the future.
She's right, it's still the atmosphere, it's not space.
And I'm also, despite being a futurist, I'm not very bullish on space exploration right now. Like, it's so clear we need to figure out this planet. We really need to figure this planet out. We're destroying it. We need some sort of, like, solar fantasy world. You're a clown now.
I am.
An angry clown.
think I look really pretty.
Let's see here. What else? Nuclear Gamer says, I remember there was a time when I got one of those marshmallow guns. Nuclear Gamer, I don't understand you at all. White elephant. All right, we figured that out. Marshmallow guns?
You know, those
Excuse me?
marshmallow guns.
You're acting like I fucking should know what this is. Yeah, I got one of those marshmallow guns, and this led me and my grandpa to going back and forth to get marshmallows in each other's mouths. We got
That
to
sounds
100.
insanely dangerous. You're just shooting marshmallows into each other's throats? Sorry, continue.
That's it. We got about 100 into each other's mouths. These things, they were counting.
And nobody died.
And nobody died.
I mean, there's your bonus.
Depending on what's in marshmallows, they might have died. I guess they're alive. That's a lot of whatever the hell mushrooms are to eat. I guess thinking of like how a potato gun works, I could imagine how a like hand-pumped marshmallow gun could work.
Fluffy Monkey is a dangerous game.
Yes, it is.
That's,
Chubby Bunny.
yeah, we did Chubby
Fluffy
Monkey.
Monkey?
They called it Fluffy Monkey, I guess.
Huh.
Aw, what a shitty room. Ugh.
Libby on Twitter said, when I was in preschool, my mom couldn't find a doll from a show I watched. None of the toy stores had it in stock, so she reached out to my grandma to keep her eye out for it. On Christmas Day, I ran to the tree with my brother and saw a giant paper bag with my name on it. I started having a panic attack. I started sobbing and refused to open it because it wasn't gift wrapped, so I was sure it was cold. I kept from crying, why, Santa, why? What did I do wrong?
No.
Eventually, my mother coaxed me to open the bag, and it was the doll.
Aw.
As I got older, I learned that my grandma was scouring all the stores in her area and didn't have time to wrap it and get it to my mother before Christmas, so she put it in a paper bag that she had in her car. Thanks, Grandma.
Oh, Grandma. Cute.
Why, Santa, why? What did I do? How could you? How could you wrap this so poorly, Santa?
I'm not even worth rapping for. I remember, I think I've told this on the show before, but there was one Christmas where we ran downstairs and you could see, like, there's a beanbag chair that wasn't wrapped, and so Mom was like, who wants a beanbag chair? Who wanted a beanbag chair? And my sister had legitimately been asking for it, but I was like, me! And my mom was like,
Oh.
it's for your sister. And I was like old enough to be like, to yell me, but also be wickedly embarrassed that I was that selfish. Like I was probably like, I don't know, maybe 8 or 9 or something. Terrible. A little selfish bugger.
Let's see here. Some K-Weta says, a long time ago in Christmas far, far away, my uncle took my sister, cousins, and myself up to a nearby mountain to play in the snow.
We already read this one.
Oh, shit. Oh, the chunks were blown. Oh, and then the organized... Wait, okay, I have to catch up here. McFeerick says... Okay, I don't want to skip any here. Well, okay, Mr. C says, one Christmas after I got the Wii, someone, probably my dad or grandparents, got me a Wii Shop points. However, I totally cocked up revealing the code and basically destroyed the value of the card. I hid this fact for a while, and somehow my dad discovered either that there were some missing points or that he found the ruined card. I did not tell him the truth, and he blamed one of my friends. I don't think anything came from it. Not my proudest moment.
That sucks, man. Being a kid and not sure how to navigate situations like that.
It's funny because, like, you know, you discipline your kids. You need to discipline them. You need to make them think that things matter. And, you know, but on the other hand, yeah, it's hard to give them a calibration for when things aren't a big deal.
Yeah.
And when things aren't really your fault and that bad things just sometimes happen. It's not like you're not going to be punished for it because sometimes shitty shit just happens.
Yeah.
Not a big deal. Everybody makes mistakes. I mean, it's an inevitability. You can't raise a kid to really know that calibration. They just have to go through it.
You gotta learn it, yeah.
Unless you just don't discipline them at all, and then they just become shitty human beings.
True, yeah, that's an option.
My last one says McCurrick. In kindergarten, the students had to do special performances for morning program. These were in front of the entire student body, and usually on special occasions such as the day before winter break. My friend I had a crush on decided to do a dance. She suddenly stopped and vomited what could only be described as a waterfall of pink, chunky goo. I was unfortunately in the front row as a river of puke flowed towards us. I can still smell it. That day heavily contributed to my lifelong crippling irrational fear of throwing up.
Yeah, oh god, I have a fear of throwing up too. That's
Becky doesn't like throwing up. I, however, love it.
Yeah, Fraser will be like, gotta get this out.
Just for fun sometimes.
He doesn't do it for fun.
I think it's funny that you think that has to be explained.
But like if we're super drunk, Fraser will just like.
If it's at the end of the night and we've had too much, and I know I'm gonna feel like ass in the morning because, like, if my stomach will be sour the next morning because I didn't, like, deal with it, I know I'll go to bed, and right before bed I'll just go ahead and induce vomit.
Ew.
It's not a fun process, but it's a hell of a lot easier to do when you're drunk than when you've sobered up and you just feel like in the morning like, ow.
Ugh, I'm so glad we rarely drink now.
It's a young man's game.
It is.
Skiddly says, I can do heartwarming. She's back again, cunts. Cucks, she said. Just go to bed in the tub, Rash. Now, we're not talking about nausea where you can't handle it, where you just like, oh god, I'm gonna vomit, I'm nauseous. Whoa, that's a cool guy.
Right?
Anybody who's done a night of drinking and then gone to bed drunk and woken up the next morning might know what it's like to have just pure pain in your stomach, where your stomach ran out of things to digest and the only thing left is like kind of leftover acidic alcohol.
Oh god,
it's
horrible.
like, it's not the ideal situation. It takes a special combination of factors for it to happen. Usually you didn't eat enough like before you went to bed or something.
Yeah.
But yeah, anyways. Drinking shit. So Skilly says, I can do heartwarming. Both my parents had to work full-time starting when I was 10, and the kids were homeschooled, so I watched my younger brothers during the day. I think I was 12 when I decided to get all of us dressed and make a couple of sets in our house.
Couple of sets?
Get all of us dressed up and make a couple sets. Maybe context will make the...
Okay.
I used the camera I'd gotten last Christmas and got a bunch of pictures of all us kids. I wanted to print the photos at Walmart, but I didn't realize you have to pay money to do that. I was extremely lucky my grandma was around and she took me out secretly to get the photos printed and bought a frame for one of the nicer photos. I gave them all wrapped to my mom for Christmas Eve. She cried while she looked at them.
Oh, that's so cute.
That is cute. So, to make a couple sets, did you I don't understand, you set it up?
I'm guessing like photo sets.
Like, you set up a nice arrangement of backdrops or something? Yeah. Decorations. That's cute.
Yeah.
And you're only 10. How thoughtful.
Ah, that's really cute.
Ting Karg says, 1 year for Christmas in 2014. All I wanted was a kitty. I've since learned that my parents searched everywhere for the perfect Christmas cat for me. They found one at a pet shop in our town and had it reserved for us. They went back to the pet shop to pick up the cat at the shop, ended up selling the cat to another person even though we'd already reserved it.
What the
My
hell?
parents panicked and had to quickly find another cat to bring home because it was the 23rd of December. They ended up going to the pound and found a cute little ginger tabby cat. They decided that that was the one, and it ended up being one of the best choices for a family. I loved her and decided to name her Ginger because she was a ginger, which I then thought was clever. She has become one of the most important members of our household and has brought us so many great memories.
Aww.
Oh, this is the kitty. That's a cute little
Look
cat.
how loved that cat is. Has a little kitty bed and a bowl and a tower.
And that's my opportunity to say, always adopt. Adopt from a pound. Adopt from a shelter.
I've heard the shelters have run out because everybody during COVID times have decided now's the time for a family pet, which makes sense. You want to make your home feel more cozy. And pets will do that. Please avoid breeders. Just my soapbox. There's just so many animals that need to be adopted. Yes, the shelters have run out at this point. Get on the waiting list, please. If you need one from a shelter. If you want one from a shelter. That's great, though, that the shelters have been able to adopt out all their animals.
Yeah.
That's amazing. We just watched a thing on Japanese TV here about this cat cafe, which, another soapbox moment, I will not recommend cat cafes here, except for certain exceptions. Because their business is like any other. There's tales of how cats just never get to sleep because of the cafe, like in Shinjuku. There's one that was like open 24/7 and never let its cat sleep, basically.
Yeah.
Terrible. Anyways, there are exceptions. One of them is Neko Republic, which you can find branches in Nakano Station. There's one in Osaka, which is a hotel that lets you sleep in a capsule with a window to their cat shelter. They're all up for adoption. The other one is this one in Osaka of this man who the cats are his, kind of. And I think the cafe has run out of his house in a way.
Yeah.
And he's a train set guy, collector / maker of dioramas for trains, and he lets the cats become catzillas and crawl over his train sets while people sit and drink coffee and watch the cats destroy the trains that go by.
It's amazing. It's called, like, if you look up diorama, what is it? Diorama Osaka Cat Cafe or something.
Yeah.
You can find it.
And he adopts them all from shelters, and he takes care of them personally. And he is very responsible because he has enough cats that he rotates them out of the cafe. So people make reservations, they get a 2-hour window.
Yes.
And then during the break, he rotates out the cats, the ones that were performing, get to have a break and go to sleep or nap or whatever,
Yeah.
and don't have to like sit in front of a bunch of giggling people. So he does it
So-
very responsibly.
Yeah, the way he started, it was just a train
He's just
cafe.
a train collector and he
Yeah.
set up trains.
Yeah, and had like a
People come and look at those.
yeah, for sure.
Aw.
And then he found a cat that was abandoned, and so he was like, okay, I'll take this cat in. But then that cat's mom came the next day to look for the cat, and brought 2 of its siblings as well. And so he was like, oh, okay, I'll take you all in, and that's how it kind of started. And then he realized that there was like these shelters out there, and he started taking cats in.
We're not sure what the story of Big Balls will be, guys.
Yeah.
He's the thing is with Big Balls, if you guys have been following us on Twitter, there's a cat that we've been feeding each day to try to mostly just keep him around, because I want him. The first day was like, we gotta convince him to stick around, because I need him to keep coming back, because look at those balls. We gotta get those
Yeah.
off of him.
we're still working on finding a vet that will do strays, and looking to see if our area has a program. But for now, we just feed him a little bit each night to keep him coming by and checking in. He also had a little bit of a foot injury the first day we saw him, and a little bit of a gunky eye that comes and goes.
Yeah.
We'd like to get him neutered at the very least. The thing is, out of all the strays I've seen, he's a little less. He's skittish. He doesn't love humans for sure, but he's curious, and he'll even play with us, like with a little thing. And he seems like, oh, you're giving another attempt at this. Well, I guess he already. Anyways, we've seen much more skittish ones than this. Like, there's one that comes by that seems to follow him around, and so it may have seen him eating, because we've been careful to make sure that we aren't creating a feeding station to get a bunch of strays coming by. We just want to focus on this one. But this other one, like, is very skittish. But anyways, yeah, for that reason, I'm like looking if there's potential for a foster once we get him figured out and find him a home. I wouldn't want to have him at our house because he was an outdoor cat. Putting him on the patio with Lisa and Hugo would probably not be good. He'd probably want to bolt or jump the fence and stuff. So, like, it's unlikely he could find a home with us, but as a temporary foster situation might be possible if we think his personality will allow it, and we could maybe find him a home. So he's a project right now. Darn it.
I'll go back to Bethany. Oh, well, you guys.
My cat's balls are weirdly huge even after neutering.
Really?
Depends, I guess, on the surgery, how much of the sack you've left behind. We put... Yeah, our kid, Hugo and Rudiger were too young when we adopted them to get them neutered, and we knew we would have to. But like a lot of people, you know, it starts early with cats. And I think it was the night that Rudiger like got on top of Hugo that I had to break up. That I was like, oh, okay, it's time
and
to get neutered.
We were in the middle of moving from Toronto to Vancouver. And there was a period of like 2 weeks where we didn't have anywhere to stay, so we actually stayed at our parents' houses.
Yeah.
North of Toronto with our cats, and we had to get them neutered in like our little small town.
Yeah.
Aw, our poor kitties.
And then when you guys saw her, like, they have to be neutered early.
Yeah.
In spade, because when you saw her, she was actually already at the point where they said, when we brought her in, they said like she was ready.
Yeah.
Like it was like she was so kitten.
She's just little. Come on.
It was like, yeah, this is the time to get her neutered. She was probably gonna start yowling soon. Anyways. Yeah, so when it comes to cat cafes in Japan, that's our recommendations. Neko Republic and that guy's.
Yeah.
The trained diorama, because he's clearly doing it right.
Yeah.
And please stay away from the munchkin cats as well. Those are bred in a very specific way. And if two munchkin cats have babies, the offspring are stillborn. If that gives you an idea of abominations of nature. Like, it's not supposed to happen. People are like manipulating nature in ways that it shouldn't. Anyways, just because it's cute to see them like stumble around. At 2019 family Christmas gathering, I gifted my grandfather, first time ever, an SSD for his cheap laptop. Says Mr. C. He was really happy, even though he probably didn't quite get what the SSD was gonna do other than make his laptop faster. Of course, I installed it for him. It was a fun little operation.
Aw, that's
very
nice. I love it when kids get their grandparents gifts.
Yeah. Hello again, friends. Here's a heart. Says, oh, Disney video game chick.
Aw, buddy.
Here's a heartwarming story. Growing up, my mom and I loved ice skating. We loved Disney's parents too.
Me too.
We loved ice skating, and
She taught me to skate at a young age. We would go to the community rink every year, and she grew up going to a local park that would make an ice skating rink by filling up the tennis courts with water and waiting
crazy.
for it to freeze. In New York, there's a very famous ice skating rink at Rockefeller Plaza, but it's always way too expensive and crowded to get in, so we've never gone. Reserve tickets for two can go for $150.
Holy
To
crap!
skate at Rockefeller
Holy crap!
Plaza.
Are you serious?
Yeah, but the Instagram that you get from that, you gotta spend money to make money. So when I was a teenager, I decided to save up for a long time so I could take her there. I got us tickets for a reserve time that came with skate rentals and hot chocolate. My mom teared up out of the gesture, and it's probably the best gift I was ever able to give her. And it's become a tradition to experience things we never able to do for Christmas. 2 years ago, we got to see New York City Ballet, and hopefully in a few years we'll get to take her to Ireland to see a cabin her grandfather grew up in.
Oh, I love it.
Wow, your mom's getting everything here.
Yeah.
What about Dad?
He
Anyway.
gets Disney.
Yeah. Anyway, it was him that loves Disney,
Yeah.
right?
I love that.
I mean, the whole family does, but
Yeah.
he's the main. Anyway, happy holidays.
Happy
And I
holidays,
love
bud.
me mama. Very cute. Go back to the two now. Remember, you shadows, if you'd like to post your own stories, you can toss some up on the response to the Twitter thread. We're
She
giving
keeps
priority
answering.
to the turbos, but I may get to some non-turbo stories as well.
Fraser, look, it's a new item.
An ice cube?
Yeah, it has a fetus inside of it.
It's fucking game, man.
It's an ice baby.
Yeah.
And you can
Very
hit baddies
cute.
with it, and sometimes it freezes them. See? And then you can hit a baddie, and it ricochets icicles off of it, and then that can kill baddies.
What is this game rated?
Oh god.
The way you're explaining that to me, could you imagine a kid explaining this to like their parents, being like, "This is an ice baby."
I know, I always like want to tell my nephew Isaac that this is my favorite game and it has his name in it, but he's too young. I feel like this is not appropriate.
Oh, Disney Video Game Chick's in there. Oh, I didn't notice you earlier. I also love my parents.
They're just
Oh, I
like
see.
the sweetest people.
Yes, they are very sweet. I'll never forget the fan gamer party with your parents dancing.
Oh,
That was adorable.
come on.
That was very, very cute. And we're all just sitting there having our drink, being like, get a load of these guys, rubbing it in everybody's faces.
They're so in love. Yeah.
Okay, so looks like there's no more new on the two. I'll check Twitter. Otherwise, we're out of stories. Oh wait, Libby posted more on the Twitter. Oh, more showing up on the Twitter.
Oh, they love each other so much. It's gross. It's about as messed up as the
I
Bible.
can't remember.
Yeah.
Aaron, did you respond? Did you react to that? Them dancing? I can't remember if you were rolling your eyes or something like that. Maybe that's just in my mind's eye based on knowing your personality. It was probably that moment that made Ben think he was going to die alone and finally get started on creating a future for himself.
Yeah.
Where do I guess people responded to the live announcement. Okay, there we go. Tablecloth says,
tablecloth.
One time when I was around 5 or 6, my
Who
sister...
chooses the name tablecloth?
Tablecloth Man is the at.
Wow.
One time when I was 5 or 6, my sister came home from school and she brought this gingerbread cookie that she made at school and put it on the counter. My mom got me and the rest of the siblings together and we all secretly ate the cookie. It tasted disgusting. My sister walked in on us eating the cookie and got really angry and explained that it was a decoration for the tree.
Oh, gross.
And that she'd used a lot of glue.
That's what you get, you little shits.
But their mom got them together to do it.
Oh yeah, Mom was involved. Moms can be shits too.
Long story short, we never ate anything she brought home again. Like, was the mom intending to do it to show that, like, somebody wanted to eat her shitty cookie? Like, look, honey, they all couldn't help themselves. How delicious it was. Quack Walks, I think he skipped over my story. Where? In the Discord?
You're doing a great job reading them, Fraser Stein.
Thank you. Skiddly says, okay, last one. I could never manage to stay up for Christmas Eve with my brother, so no matter how much we tried. Turns out my mom would drug our hot chocolate with her insomnia medication. Thanks,
Whoa.
Mom. What the fuck? Like Ativan or something like that?
I mean, I remember sort of having that done like with neocitrin.
Yeah, neocitrin is a pretty easy way to get kids to sleep.
Yeah.
Benadryl or
Yeah.
whatever, or some like drowsy cold medication or something.
No!
Oh, Quackwalks is here. One Christmas as a kid, I asked if I could pick out a present for my granddad. It was a pocket knife that looked like a duck. Another knife story. I wrapped it up in a little box and put it with the other presents, which we took to my grandparents. After dinner, we all opened the presents. Everyone was happy, full of food, and the night wound down. I went to the living room to sit on the couch in the living room with no TV, just a lamp to the side of a couch and a few other chairs. There I sat next to my granddad. He seemed to look down a bit. I wondered if he got his present, and at that moment I realized it was somehow left out and on the table next to me. I reached over for it, handed it to him, said, "Here, Granddad, I got this for you." He opens it to find the duck-shaped pocket knife and is genuinely happy. "How about that?" he said. Made me feel warm and fuzzy. That has to be my favorite Christmas.
Aww.
Sorry.
How about that? Isn't that such like a grandpa thing?
How about that? I think I got my papa a knife once.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, it reminds me. He got me a knife once, and I might have reciprocated because I'm an idiot kid. Like, I don't think I ever really bought him any gift except for, I'm pretty sure I bought him a knife once. That got my mom to help me with it.
1 year when we were together, you got him a book, I remember.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, and he was like pretty happy with it. We picked it out when we were in Seattle.
Huh.
It had to do with like history of something or other. You said you liked history.
Yeah, that's the type of thing, like, I'm the type of gift giver that I don't like to go out of my way to go buy somebody a gift because it's obligated gift time. But if I see something, like, I think we just maybe saw it and I was like, my pop would love that.
Yeah. And it was in September.
And it just seemed so obvious to buy it for him. I wasn't even thinking, like, that I need to get him a gift. It's just like, that's a thing he'd like. Yeah, he loved that shit. Talking history of areas, like, really down and, like, he would get so many about our area growing up. So I thought I'd get him one for a place that's actually interesting.
But he was interested in our area because he knows it. But he was, like, quite happy with that. Guys, it's crazy to think Kyle has a kid. All of the guys have kids.
All the guys have kids.
Kyle doesn't even have a kid anymore. He has like she's like older now. She's
Kyle,
getting too old.
Out of everybody on the show, was the hardest to get.
And by virtue of him being an overworker who always says yes, he would always still be on the show. But you guys may have noticed Kyle was often the one who would be missing, if anybody was missing. Because he had a fucking kid. And he's working. He had a life. We left before all the guys got kids. You can imagine how hard it was going to be for the show to become, over time.
Yeah.
Like, it was obvious that the show was going to start to have to, like, severely
And
reduce their
none of them live
presence.
in Vancouver.
Yeah, none of them now live in Vancouver. Yeah.
I had no clue what had a kid with Deacon. Deacon's great.
Like, with Kyle's ability to get on the show just because he's insane and always is like gung-ho to do everything, even when he should say no, because he clearly doesn't have the energy to do it.
Yeah.
Like, the other guys, great guys, but they're nowhere near the workhorses that Kyle is. Like, they would just be like, yeah, I can't do it. Can't do it. And I would have to understand. I would understand.
They know how to draw boundaries.
Boundaries and lines. They would, like, you would probably barely ever see Ben. You'd probably rarely see Deacon.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, we were getting them for their spare time with their spouses at that time, and that was a stretch sometimes if we weren't paying them.
Yeah.
Sometimes it felt like we were paying them just so their spouses couldn't say no. Like, it's a job.
Yeah.
Not that their spouses are mean or anything.
No,
like
no,
that,
no,
but you know
no.
what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Let's see here. I'll go back to Twitter. Yes, I think they'll all be very good dads.
Yeah.
Remember that Australian guy looked like Kyle?
I remember. Man, I wish I had a ladder to get all these coins.
You can toot it if you have stories. You can put it on. At this point, just put it on the Twitter thread if you want. Turbos can put it there too if you prefer Twitter.
I hope Kyle and his family are living peacefully in his bus.
Turbo to Discord, wherever you want to put stuff. Libby sent another one. For a heartwarming story, I was teaching abroad for all of 2019. Every month, my nieces would call and ask if I was coming home.
Oh, God, that's hard.
And I kept telling them I'll see you in 2020. Just a few more months. But apparently it wasn't a satisfactory answer. My nieces decided to call in the big guns to get me to come home sooner. They each wrote a letter to Santa asking for the real Libby, not a FaceTime call. After hearing this from my mom, I managed to pull strings with my coworkers to get a few days off in December. I walked through the door on Christmas Eve while my older niece, who was 7, was eating breakfast. She looked over her shoulder, saw me, and her jaw dropped, and the muffin she was chewing fell out onto the table.
Oh.
Then she jumped out of her chair and started hollering at her sister, who was 5 and refused to wake up early. It's Libby, the real Libby. We did it. Santa pulled through.
We did it.
That got her out of her bed.
Oh.
We did it. That's really cute.
Kill me. That's amazing.
It's good that you were able, so you were abroad, and you were able to get home. You were able to do it right before COVID struck, yeah.
Yeah.
Like, because otherwise, getting home isn't easy.
So destiny.
Becky hasn't seen her nieces and nephews in a long time. My nieces and nephews. Yeah. Let me go back and check the tube.
Where am I?
Metroid, why haven't you shared one yet? Have you never had anything? Lionheart, why are you guys sharing your fucking stories? There's plenty of you guys in here who haven't shared.
But maybe they just are chilling. I could talk for a long time if you want.
About the thing.
And about Christmas.
I have stories, let's play it. You don't have any heartwarming or embarrassing stories from Christmas, quiet. Skittles, says, share your stories, cucks.
Oh, Splunker Boy achieved telekinesis has appeared in the basement. Hot damn, y'all. I got some things. Oh, wait a minute.
Christmas is an entirely neutral event, says Skittly. What's going on?
Ooh. I just got an extra heart.
Mia C in the shadow chat says the most traumatizing thing about my Christmas is that my dad would pass out presents in his tidy whities.
Aww,
He wouldn't even fucking put on pajamas for Christmas morning.
that's cute. Dads being dads. Oh yeah, I'm having fun. I love this game. I have too many stories to pick.
Mr. Robin says, I don't remember a special day of Christmas, but every year in Sweden, we celebrate Christmas by watching Donald Duck cartoon and drinking glögg, which is highly recommended. Happy Christmas, everyone. Glögg.
Oh, it's Bob.
It has the 2 dots above the O, and it has 2 G's at the end.
Glögg?
Glögg. Glögg?
I'm sorry for butchering your culture.
Glögg. I guess I could look it up. Glögg. Old-fashioned Swedish glögg. Port wine, white rum, orange peel, and bourbon.
Oh, yum! Say it again.
Port wine, white rum, orange peel, and bourbon.
Holy shit, that sounds good. The first time we ever tried sweet wine was when Disney Video Game Chick brought it to our house for Thanksgiving once. You find it too sweet though.
Wow, they actually added something to the song. There's a different riff happening.
These new floors do have new music. We do like sweet wines and like plum wines and stuff with water or on ice. Sometimes we have that.
Metroid did my bidding. In the 2nd grade, I wanted Power Rangers Megazord. Not only did I get the wrong toy, but it had a price tag on it.
Oh.
That was the year I found out Santa shops at Toy Stars instead of making them in his shop. So crushed.
Oh,
Well,
crap.
obviously, Santa's not creating turtles.
I mean, I never thought about it though.
I think I thought when I was a kid that Santa had a special relationship with the toy makers. That they got him stuff in bulk or something to that extent, that he distributed them, but that they were distributing them through him when I was just old enough to start thinking logically about stuff, but not quite old enough to really old enough to have cognitive dissonance, probably, to allow myself to continue to believe in him.
Yeah.
One line is very sweet. You can't stomach it on its own. Oh man, I want some fucking sake.
Oh, sake. Do you want me to get some stuff? Like, do you want some fun things to drink for Christmas?
Nah.
This
I'm more
is-
excited about New Year's season.
Yeah.
So some nice stuff for New Year's season, yeah.
Okay.
Some sake in the house for New Year's evening
Okay.
around then. I'm very much all about the lead up to Christmas and the coziness of the season. Having Christmas music on in the background's nice to me. It's cool if a movie comes on that's Christmassy in the background. The decorations, the food.
Yeah.
But Christmas Day, I don't really care that much.
I love Christmas Day.
Becky likes it.
I was like all excited. So Christmas is tomorrow for us. And
Well, we've come up with something exciting today. We're going
yeah,
to
for sure.
Moomin Valley here.
Moomin Valley, you
Oh,
guys.
I should look up the weather, see how that's gonna be now. We've been keeping an eye on it. It looked like it was gonna rain, but then they took back that prediction, thankfully.
I'm like stupid excited for it because when we went to Finland, we didn't know anything about Moomins, and the Finns gave us so many Moomin things.
82% chance of rain now, out of nowhere. Are you fucking kidding me? 56% in Hanno.
But I don't know if we can cancel it yet. I think like we need to cancel it today.
A passing shower in the morning, otherwise cloudy. Maybe it'll be fine. God damn it, though. How long is it open till?
It's open until 5.
Shit. I was hoping it was open like through the into the evening a bit, so that at least if we're gonna go there and enjoy it, we can enjoy it from like the end of the day into the evening, so that like a gray day doesn't matter. You
Right.
have the Christmas lights or something in the Moomin Valley. God damn it! It never rains here in the winter, never. But it's gonna happen on fucking Christmas. It looks like. What are they saying on the buy like hourly? It's showing. Well, it's just showing it. Maybe it's not gonna be that bad. Okay, it looks like they really think it's gonna happen in the morning, and that's it. It'll be fine. It'll be fine.
What I was saying was we didn't know anything about Moomins, and people gave us like a whole bunch of Moomin stuff, which we thought was super cute, but we didn't really. Like, we didn't have a sentimental attachment
You
to
did it.
Moomin then. Yeah, this part. But now we watch Moomin Valley on Netflix and fallen like head over heels in love with them.
Love moments.
So it'll be exciting to go. It'll be okay. Maybe it'll be fine. But yeah, this theme park opened up in 2019, so it's pretty new.
It's much less rosy here.
Oh yeah.
Let's hope Hanno is better. Like they're predicting.
Yeah.
Like for Hanno, where Moomin Valley is, they're thinking just a tiny bit in the morning, 50% chance, and then basically it's clear, like just cloudy from 9 a.m. onward through the day with low chance. But for here, they're thinking 50% chance through the
All
day.
through the day.
Yeah. What do we even wear if we're preparing? I guess I'll put on my gray outer coat
Yeah.
in case it's raining.
Who's your favorite Moomin character? I mean, it's gotta be Little Mai.
Little Mai,
Like,
Little Mai's
she's
absolute
so
best.
great.
bar none.
Oh shit, I used it at the wrong time. I know nothing about Moomin. If you can ever somehow watch Moomin Valley, I know it's not on Canadian Netflix, I'm not sure about American. The like more recent Moomin Valley.
The newest Moomins are amazing. With
It's
Matt Berry
good.
being Moomin Papa.
Yeah. Matt Berry, guys.
Mystic Knight hated that for Christmas they would always open their presents in the morning and then immediately go to their grandparents,
Yeah, that was rough actually.
not being able to enjoy the presents.
Yeah.
It's almost like you'd rather put off opening the presents until you can actually open them and enjoy them.
We would open our presents and then go either our aunt would and my cousins would come over to our house, or we'd go over to their house. And they're like the same age as us, so it was fun because we'd get to play with their stuff on years we went to their house, or they could play with our stuff. And we were all into the same thing, so like it would kind of suck, but it was not the worst.
Red RGD Dragon in the down there in the shadow chat. Oh, Libby says it was China that they were who came back to see their nieces and nephews, their nieces.
God, that's so cute. They'll remember that forever.
I was in China, went back after Christmas, and then COVID happened. It was hard going back to the States after that, but eventually I made it.
Wow.
RDD Dragon says, one year for Christmas, my mom was getting my nephew a lightsaber, so I bought his little sister a hobby horse and a foam sword shield so she could fight back.
Aww. Cute. Look at this fatty freezer. He like duplicates.
Wow, your character's really happy right now. Very zen.
Whoa. I feel like these bad guys. You see them?
Oh. Oh, tablecloth had another one. On Christmas Eve, it was getting late, but me and my twin sister couldn't go to sleep, so we decided to stay up a little while longer. My older sister already knew that Santa wasn't real, but we still did. She just wanted to go to bed, so she came up, me and my twin, and said, me and my twin, and said, hurry up and go to bed so I can put the presents out and eat the cookies. This ruined Santa for us, but we ended up pretending to believe him still for a couple years to make our mom happy.
Yeah. That's the worst when you're the youngest and your mom's like, so what do you think about Santa? You're like, I believe, oh my God. I gotta believe for you. Aww.
I'll never grow up, Mom. I promise. Brandon says, when I was living with my grandparents, my mom got me a TMNT set. My grandfather didn't want weapons in the house, so he broke off the sword from Leonardo and Raphael. So my favorite turtle naturally became Donatello. Power Rangers wasn't even allowed normally.
Wow.
Wow.
Strict.
Yeah.
Oh, shit. Go, baby. What? How many of you guys play this game? Adore it.
Deacon saying, did you see his thing about the boxed wine
Yes.
on Twitter? Deacon said on Twitter, this is your lockdown holiday reminder that boxed wine is an excellent source of boxed wine. I told him to settle down, and then Kevin said, you live your best life, Deacon, don't you listen to him. Deacon said, it was the best of times, it was the boxed of times.
Oh, God.
High school drunk Deacon on Christmas.
Oh, God.
Eternal CMO said, I remember my brother and I snuck into the closet one year to open up the game we wanted, and knew where you were getting because of the obvious shape one year. Played it all Christmas Eve. Kids are so bad.
Man, right?
It sucked hearing the truth about Santa. It's usually some prick at school. Yeah. Selman Malik says, so in 3rd or 4th grade at school, our principal planned on Christmas trip for us. Sadly, all I remember from that trip is uncontrollable diarrhea
Oh.
and vomiting. Sorry for ruining your Christmas, Mr. Bosker. What's the truth about Santa? That he's jolly and cool? As heck,
Obviously.
says Metroid.
It's heck.
Silverbug says, I was that prick at school, but I grew up Muslim, so I didn't know I was ruining it for others.
Oh. This is a new baddie too.
Pretty awesome. You haven't seen this before?
I have.
Oh, okay.
And then,
Whoa.
if you go up to this and you bum it, you get a thing. You unlock something, but I've already done it. HP up. Guess I am wearing the Santa hat.
Jib Jab says, I was the prick at school. I remember telling one kid that Santa wasn't real and still remember his eyes widening at him saying I was wrong.
Oh.
Libby says, I figured out Santa wasn't real when my dad replied to the letter I left for Santa, and I recognized Dad's handwriting.
Yep.
I didn't say anything though. I didn't want to hurt my parents' feelings.
Kids are so sweet. I think my mom did things like their presents were always wrapped in newsprint. Like they would get offcuts from the newspaper place. It was like big rolls of blank paper. And Santa gifts were wrapped in like real wrapping
Santa puts
paper.
in the effort.
Yeah. Oh my god, it keeps going.
Lady Liza says, this is a wholesome one. I grew up, me and my cousin. Wait a minute. Lady Liza, it looks like they registered for Twitter to post this.
Aw.
Me and my cousin would go to my grandfather's on Christmas Eve to have our own little Christmas that was gifts from him. We still believed in Santa, so we would stay in one room watching the Santa tracker on the computer.
Yes.
When Santa got close to New Jersey, where I live, my dad and uncle would get out all the presents and we would walk out into the living room, and it was as if Santa had dropped by. It was so magical and pure.
Cute.
That's awesome.
The Santa tracker.
That's crazy. That's quite magical.
Yeah.
This is the thing, like with the kid, it's like obviously it's a grand hoodwink would pull over children. But it's the only time in their life where they'll actually believe magic exists.
Yeah.
It's the one chance you have to believe in magic. So why wouldn't you want somebody to take advantage of it and have you believe in magic?
Yeah.
You have to.
You
And
see
you-
these back.
Yeah, these are good. And you've got such a small window.
Yeah.
Because they have to be, like, obviously, like, a 2-year-old is kind of being told that it's a thing, but they're like such idiots, they don't You tell them anything, it doesn't matter. They don't know what magic is, the difference between magic and science. 3, 4. These are ages where it's like, oh my god.
Yeah.
Like, this is reality?
Yeah.
This is the world? I won the lottery. I was brought into existence in a world where Santa exists. How many planets are there in the universe that have a Santa?
Wow, you were thinking like that at 3 or 4?
No. But that's just... When I figured out Santa wasn't real, probably around grade 1. Like, I would hope most people. I think kindergartners, how big of a fucking prick kid would you have to be to go around to the kindergartners?
Yeah.
Kindergartners are off limits. Grade 1's where you can start, like, torturing them. You know? Kindergartens are off limits. But, I think probably in grade 1 I was starting to figure it out. Probably grade 2 was where my mom decided that she eventually said, like, to both of us, so my brother didn't get the benefit of an extra year. But, like, basically, what do you think about Santa? I knew that I didn't want to ruin it for my brother, but I also I didn't want to ruin it for my mom, but she was bringing it up. So I very tactfully, I think, said, like, I think that, I forget my answer, but it was, like, very dodgy, like, skirting the question until my brother would take the lead.
Yeah.
To see, like,
Or
feeling
your
out how
mom.
he was going to react. And I had a feeling I knew where she was getting. And so, yeah, there was, like, something like around probably being about 6, but I already knew.
I think I was older.
Really?
Yeah. I was the youngest, and my family did a great job at keeping the spirit alive.
What about the kids at school? Because, like, again, all it takes is one piece of shit kid or a kid who's had a shitty childhood and wants to ruin it for everybody else because they never got the magic or something.
Right. I don't really remember how I found out or how old I was. I remember being, like, a little bit older, though. Like, I just really, really, really wanted to believe for as long as I could for my mom and myself.
I think grade 1 is a good time for them to figure it out. Because, like, as you approach grade 2, this is a point where you should start to be thinking critically about the world around you, putting it together, thinking about how it all works.
Yeah.
I mean, as you're approaching the age where you're going to be doing science fair projects, how can you be doing science without thinking critically?
I mean, there's also, like, I went to a Catholic school, right? So, like, it just makes things really confusing. Adding religion and Santa.
This room is disgusting.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it was just a very confusing time.
I can still remember is Santa real conversations at our elementary school lunch table.
Aww.
The great debate.
Yeah.
If Santa isn't real, where do the presents come from? That's much right. You know what? You make a great point. Oh my god. McPherson says, I think they kept it alive for us till we were 10. That's...
I mean, like, I might have been 10.
Wow. There's no way I would have gone that long. Like, even if no kid said anything to me, I was way too much of a thinker.
I was not.
You were not.
I was, like, all feeling.
Yeah. I was very much an overthinking kid.
God damn it!
This is a
Why can't I
disgusting room.
focus? No, please, I just want to live.
Don't pancake.
Ah,
Becky.
you guys, I was so close.
You pancake so hard.
I was so close.
The
Bruce,
closer
I was
you
so
to get-
fucking close. I was so close.
There's Clutch, and then there's Becky.
That was the big moment.
Was it? That
Yeah,
you thought
yeah,
maybe...
yeah. Fuck, and I had a thing full.
She wanted to make it a big deal. The big deal happened.
Canceled.
I'm sorry. I think this is kind of the tradition of the Binding of Isaac shows. Have you ever done a big win?
I mean,
You couldn't even
probably
let me
not.
beat Mom. For the first time ever, it was gonna be magic for me.
She totally has. I do this often.
Disney Video Game Chick says, I grew up in a Catholic and Jewish community, so once I got into grade school, I was suspicious why Santa would only visit some kids, but not all.
Yeah.
But being the youngest, my parents kept it alive until I was maybe 8. Were you Jewish? Or your parents do Christmas? Like some Jews do Christmas with Santa, rather. There is zero reason why Santa shouldn't be visiting Jews.
Hi, Hugo.
Hey, buddy. How you doing, pal? It's a Christmas Hugh. Hi, come here.
Guys, that was the disappointment of the century.
Uh-oh. I need a pee break.
All right, let's have a little break, you guys.
Hey guys. I don't like playing this game. I look like some cuck. So I think we've run out of stories. Oh, there's a couple more in the Discord. I'll wait till Becky gets back. Hey, buddy. Hi. You want to come hang out? Oh, there you go, bud. You go over there? There you go. Yeah.
You like that spot. It's like you'll have to. Yep, he's in your spot again.
Yeah, is mistletoe not good for cats? I knew about Christmas, what are they, poinsettias, or is it lilies, or I forget exactly what is bad around Christmas for cats. Poisonous to mammals, really? Like how poisonous? For humans? What are you doing, buddy?
Oh, he saw this.
Toxalbumin ferrotoxin, this human lectus is well known for causing severe intestinal upset as well as sudden and severe drop in blood pressure, breathing problems, and even hallucinations. Showing up in unusual wait, so you can get high off it, but like you have to get lucky? What?
I made vegan bread yesterday for
Yeah.
Fraser, and he didn't hate it.
Oh, a little bite.
Cheese on.
I'm gonna have the part that doesn't have cheese. Did you heat it up?
Pretty dry for my
It's got some salt, which is nice. Well, there's another story here.
Sorry, I'll be done in a sec. I was just really hungry.
Oh, I'll wait till you get mic'd.
No, it's okay.
Oh, you're mic'd? Oh.
I haven't turned it on yet.
Well, who knows? Maybe you'll react. Is vegan bread. Well, vegan bread, the only problem with making vegan stuff is the lack of emulsification within the bread, so making it stretchy or bouncy or that's the challenge. But I liked that one.
It was very basic.
Tasted good to me.
Sometimes vegan cooking is not like a game achievement. Like last night, I made homemade bread and this soup. It was like a leek potato coconut soup, and it tasted so boring.
Well,
Fraser
just-
didn't mind it, but
it was okay as what it was. It just needs like to be a part of a
boring.
meal.
The miso puts in, Kalia puts in is like, but the miso puts in was really, really good.
Miso gravy is amazing.
Oh my god. Thank you.
Your Dusty Santos says, one year I was feeling mischievous, so I decided to look in my parents' closet for presents. I found a bag of stocking stuffers and was disappointed when... And was disappointed? What, in the stocking? Oh, because you didn't find the real gifts? I don't know. But when Christmas came, I tried to act surprised, but my parents knew immediately that I looked. I never peeked again. Kids have no poker face.
No, I still have no poker face, but I'm sure I was even worse as a child.
Buddy.
Do you guys remember your favorite gift you ever received? That was a good question, Mr. King. I remember one of the coolest gifts I got was, it was this present that was wrapped up and it was like tall and skinny and then rounded at the top. And when I'd shake it, it was one of those ones that was under the tree for like a week or so before Christmas. It was from my parents. And I was maybe like 9 or 10. And I'd always like shake it and try to figure out what it was. And it made these like, this noise. it sounded like it was going to be something really cool. I was so curious about it for so long, and then I opened it, and it was this skeleton that you had to like build, and you could like learn all the parts of the like skeleton, the bones, and all that stuff. It was like super educational, but so fun.
Cool.
I really liked that.
GT racer sleds.
Ooh, we got
Is
those
that an
one
Ontario
year.
thing? GTs? Because like obviously everybody knows that style of sled with the steering wheel and the front single ski. But I think GT may have been like a specific brand of Canada or Ontario. I remember opening up the USB wireless network adapter and starting to cry because it meant we got a computer.
Oh.
I gave someone a PS2 one year. Like a year after they came out to a friend.
Oh wow.
He was really happy and it made me feel good.
Aww.
My laptop when I was 14 may be my favorite present. It was a lifeline to any semblance of friendship since I didn't go to school. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I think it was maybe for Canadian Tire brand or something.
Oh wow.
Interesting, yeah. An origami book once.
Ooh, that's fun.
Getting a Wii was a huge deal for me and my siblings.
Are there any presents? Are there any presents that you get like kind of every year, or things that you get like every year? Like we would always get pocket knives. We'd always get like things to heat you up, like heat packs for whenever it's cold out. We'd always get, even now, pajamas Christmas Eve. That's our Christmas Eve gift. A toothbrush and lip balm. Yeah. Clothes every year. I get my family gift cards. Oh my god, I got a mug last year that said Sarcasm Queen. That's alpha.
Sarcasm Queen.
Amazing. Socks and underwear every year.
Brandon's is an expensive lightsaber.
Ooh.
From my uncle. He did distribution for Rogers, so he had weird movie and game stuff. Oh, so it was like something you couldn't even buy?
Damn, that's fun.
Blaney Man says it's probably the PS1. Had no idea it was gonna happen because my older sister was the one who really pushed for it.
Whoa, look at my face. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, whoa, that's cool. That's effed up.
Yeah.
A really good friend got me a CD holder. What? That's your favorite gift? Maybe because who it came from?
Or maybe they really needed a CD holder. Maybe they didn't even know they needed a CD holder until they got it and they were like, whoa. Oh, and also, every year we get books. Delicious books.
I remember getting Donkey Kong 64 and not getting the memory expansion pack. You needed to play it on the N64. That sucks.
Yeah.
There was more in the Discord. Some K Whitey says, one Christmas I made my mom cry. Oh, that's about the worst thing you can do.
Or best.
It's not what it sounds like. I swear it was for a nice reason. My mom loves listening to music. No matter what she was doing throughout the day, she was always listening to the radio and especially loved old-timey music from Mexico. I asked my uncle if he could help me build up a playlist of music that she loved from her childhood. I made her a CD and gave it to her for Xmas. She popped it in the CD player and after hearing some of the music playing, she started tearing up.
Oh.
She was so surprised I was able to find all the music she used to listen to.
Oh, that's cute.
Depending on the time that this happened, CD times, that might not have been easy tracking down rare stuff.
Yeah.
Flashpoint says, it was early Christmas morning when I woke up and poked my head downstairs, looked from the top of the stairwell and saw black footprints coming from the fireplace across the carpet.
What?
I ran into my parents' room and said, Mom, Dad, I've I'm sorry, I was excited and I looked downstairs, but someone broke into our house overnight because there are footprints all over the carpet. My dad, in a panic, ran down and said, "Oh, you're right, but I need your help because they actually left presents." So I went downstairs, followed the black footprints, which stood from the fireplace to the basement where the Sega Master System was set up. They decided to go all out, and in my excitement I said, "Are you guys angry that Santa messed up the floor?" They laughed, and I didn't get why till I was older. That's amazing. That's pretty damn good.
That's very cute.
Every year Santa would play with the gifts.
Yeah.
Because in my house,
For a Fraser family.
Santa's presents weren't wrapped. They were always, he left them out, fully set up and ready.
Yeah.
Like, so, like, I never got a train set, but if it was a train set, it'd be set up.
Yeah.
And, like, already going or something. Like, but I'm trying to think of examples. Like, one year I got an art easel, and it was already set up with the paper on it, and there was, like, paints, and I think he may have even had, like, started something.
Oh my god,
Like,
seriously?
a couple paint strokes or something like that. Like, that was the kind of... My parents did a pretty good job of making it feel like he was... The essence of Santa was there. He had been here.
Yeah.
He had really been here. Like, of course, there's the crumbled cookies and everything, but, like, I think my dad would be like, "Ah, he keeps playing with the presents first." Like, he was annoyed at him. Like, you shouldn't be playing with your presents.
Maybe that's why you get so cranky when people play with your
Yes!
presents. Did you guys, like, write letters to Santa? Did you guys write letters to Santa?
No.
We would do that and let him...
We'd write to him on Christmas Eve,
Yeah.
leave him a note.
Yeah.
I wouldn't write a letter asking him because I would get in my request when we go see him. Whether it be at, like, the mall or...
I mean, I guess we did also write letters and put it in the post office for Santa, but no, mostly I'm talking about, like, Christmas Eve, when you can really get your last minute requests in. And I remember my sister always being like, she'd make it a joke. I was still, like, trying to, like, I still thought it was kind of serious. And she'd tell Santa that I was, like, being bad or something that year. Like, I was the good kid this year. And I was like, "No, Santa, I was actually the good kid. Don't listen to her."
Your sister is... Which sister?
The
Your
one,
immediate-
yeah, one older
Yeah,
than me.
of course.
Yeah. Always trying to screw me.
Yeah, did Santa ever get you, like, a big payload gift? Like, big ticket?
Oh, shit.
Like,
Where
Sega
am I?
Master System from Flashpoint. That's massive. Like,
You know what? I'm horrible, and I don't remember what Santa gave me versus what my parents gave me.
I think that what Santa always gave us was usually kind of, like, neat. Stuff like that, like I described, could be set up. But it wasn't like a major expensive thing. It was usually just something cool to really see that Santa's been there.
Right.
It was all about the stocking. It was always the stocking packed full of little things. And then, like, one big thing that my brother, usually for both my brother and I.
Yeah. I think that's kind of the way it should be.
But the big thing was never, like, anything that would cost, you know, looking back. It wasn't gonna leave a Super Nintendo. Like, that's ridiculous.
That's from your parents.
My parents, we're fucking taking credit for that. Like, you know.
Yeah.
I think any parent is crazy not to take credit for the big ticket item. Like, let Santa be magic and leave something neat.
Yeah.
But don't give him all the credit for the crazy shit.
My mom does our stockings, and she friggin' kills it. Like, I love opening our stockings. It's always got great stuff in it.
Here's a whole, someone says, Lady Eliza, this is growing up, me and my cousin would go to my grandfather's on Christmas Eve to have our own little Christmas that was gifts just from him. We still believed in Santa, so we would stay in one room watching the Santa tracker on the computer. When
Wait, this is the one you're
I knew it. I had a feeling. Your mind starts to get all messed up.
Yeah.
You're reading up.
And I had this same reaction.
Yeah.
Aw.
Sorry. All right. Well, we may be coming to the end of our show anyways. It was nice little batch of stories.
I'm gonna tell one more story. This one year, my cousins and I and my sister went to the mall. I've told this before on the show. To see Santa. And Santa said, he asked if we were good, and we said, yeah, Santa. And he was like, well, I know one of you put toothpaste in your sister's hair this morning, and one of you has been putting your dirty socks and underwear in your closet. And that's what I have been doing. And my cousin had put toothpaste in her sister's hair that morning. And we were like, oh my God, he is real. And how does he know this? And then we asked our moms, and they were like, we told our moms about it. We were like, oh my God, Santa knew. And they were like, well, he sees everything. But we asked our parents about it all the time, and they were like, we didn't do anything.
And they're lying to you now.
Why are they still lying to us?
Because it's funny.
No, Santa's real. You can't convince me otherwise, because I don't even think that they knew I was putting my dirty socks and underwear in the closet. How would they know that? Only Santa would know that.
There's only one explanation. It was really Santa, and Santa exists.
That's what I'm
There you go.
saying. God. But like, why are they still lying? Mommy, why?
That's true too, Kulnara. Like, it makes sense for parents to take the credit for the more expensive shit, because then the kids are always questioning, like, why is Santa getting some people Nintendos and other people just like
Nothing.
Some notepads?
Yeah.
What the hell, Santa?
Yeah.
But I mean, that's another reason why you have this limited time where a kid is gonna figure it out after kindergarten.
Yeah. Oh, thank you, sir.
So he said we had a Christmas cat named Honko, named after the show. He was a big bully of a cat. One night, he got sprayed by a skunk, and my mom heard somewhere that fish oil was a home remedy for the smell. She dabbed it all over his fur, and instead of skunk smell all through the house, there was a smell of fish for weeks and weeks and weeks.
Gross.
I will replay. Oh, Banjo Sings. I have the manual. Yes, I never did. Cyberman posted it, the manual in his hand. Ow.
Nice.
He broke into your house, only explanation.
I mean, like, maybe. Maybe he was looking in my closet. Why was he looking in my closet? It's like all so confusing.
Lady Libby says, my parents divorced when I was 10, but she gifted him an iPad. Oh, this maybe for something. It came out because she knew he struggled with his desktops and laptops due to hand tremors. He cried when he opened it. Oh, really? So, like, they were separated, but he lived alone in an apartment, and now that he had an iPad, he'd be able to stay connected. That moment really stands out.
Aww.
Oh. What are you doing, bud? You're looking for the laser. He's always looking for the laser.
Oh my God, Hugo.
He sees a little bit of light on the curtain, so he's going to investigate. Hugo goes nuts when he sees a laser. His
Lisa
mind
does not.
completely goes bonkers. And he becomes obsessed with it, which I don't know if it's doing good or bad, because now, at first it shut him up when he's meowing at night. He'd like lay down and just like kind of search and scan the room instead of meowing. But now it feels like he's meowing to find the laser, like he's calling out to it. Are you guys talking about Brian? Who the fuck is Brian?
What's your favorite Christmas song, y'all? I'm gonna tell you mine. No judgments. It's Baby It's Cold Outside by She and Him. Hands down.
My current favorite would have to be one off the Sea album. The whole album's so good.
Do you have one in particular that you can pick out as your favorite, or no?
They're all really good.
Puppies Are Forever is like
Puppies Are Forever is pretty
a
good.
very good one. I'll Be Home for Christmas.
I despise the old Christmas songs, like the Perry Como shit. The whole, any of those lounge singers, like it just sounds like evil to me.
Yeah.
Everything from that era sounds like evil. Like terrible misogyny. Even when it's not a song about misogyny, it just sounds just like, you know, picture these sly, smarmy-faced singers and the era and
Yeah.
I don't know, I'm just, I overthink everything too much, maybe. Hey, buddy.
Ah!
I love Fraser's rendition of I Saw Mommy Kissing Santa Claus. I don't recall, but I'm sure I made it very lewd. Now you gotta love Grinch, the Grinch song. You're a mean one.
Ooh, we haven't listened to that at all. The pile, I haven't beat this. Oh, yes, I have. Do you guys have special things that you eat for Christmas? We do, my sister makes tamales, and we have, my mom's meat pie is the best meat pie. So we have her meat pie. And usually turkey and a ham.
Speed down.
Oh, oops.
The devil.
This is gonna hurt.
Crosby and Bowie did a duet. Little Drummer Boy? What? So weird.
Latkes. Ham with mac and cheese. Ham
That's
for
really
sure.
odd. Did you hear me?
Who?
Bowie and Bing Crosby did a duet for the Little Drummer Boy.
Yeah, that is weird.
That's an odd thing to exist. I think Lisa's upstairs in the hot floor.
I only have one heart left, Fraser. I don't know how much longer this can go on for.
You don't have a head.
I don't have a head. This might be it. Oh god. The atmosphere of the new stuff is so good. Not really.
She doesn't even know how to unlock these levels.
You have to beat Hush 3 times.
So
I know that's one of the things you have to do.
she's been focused on completing challenges.
No, I'm pretty sure it's just. Have you beaten Hush 3 times? I had to really focus on it, like.
Got an itchy eye. Wow, that's weird.
Favorball told me that I needed to focus on
Favorball sponsored this episode, everybody.
on blowing through the levels. Like, don't try to collect everything to beat Hush 3 times. There he is.
Thank you, David Ball.
Yeah.
Merry Christmas.
Temperance.
You sent a minor story on 2? Like where? In the thread that Becky posted?
I've never seen this baddie before. I've seen a different version of him. But... Oh, damn.
Oh, I see. You sent it at me. When I was a kid back in 80s, I loved Transformers, says Mr. Knight. Soundwave being my fave. I wanted him for Christmas from Santa. I saw some gifts in the closet and took a peek. I found Soundwave. I just wanted to look at it, not open it up. My mom found out and was pissed, said I wouldn't get it now. While time until Christmas was worried, I ended up still getting it. Parents always say that, but you still get it usually. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh. Whoa, I just leaked.
What fun!
Weird.
Well, guys,
Yeah.
did you not die?
No.
You said you were about to.
I know, and I really was, but I was actually kind of trying to die a little bit.
You're getting smaller. Remember when we played co-op and I kept getting smaller and you kept getting bigger?
Yeah, that was funny.
That was funny.
Oh, this will probably kill me. Oh, I killed all them. It is really hard. Repentance. Like, harder than just straight up finding a Visor, I find. There.
You died.
We did not make Christmas stockings for Hugo and Lisa. No.
Oh, look at you.
Snuggly guy. I do have to go out and do some grocery shopping. We're gonna have our first nabe of the season
Oh, shit,
for
yeah.
Christmas Eve tonight.
I look forward to that.
Yeah.
Nabe tonight.
Yum, yum, yum.
I won't get kimchi nabe.
Fraser will get kimchi nabe and I will get sesame seed nabe. It's like you put it in a pot and you put the broth in and then you have veggies all on the side like cabbage and leeks and carrots, and then you have things like tofu and mushrooms. And did you want something like udon? We put mochi in mine. Fraser doesn't like the mochi.
My favorite things in nabe are cabbage,
Yep, I love the cabbage.
mushrooms, I like
the long,
tofu,
thin mushrooms. Age tofu, like fried tofu.
but I can't. Like, it's been such a long time. Like, it's hard to remember exactly. I like lots of veggies in it.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
And then we're gonna do it. Usually, I make it on the stove, and then we eat it just sitting under the kotatsu. Maybe we can even get the kotatsu tonight.
It's not really that cold. In 2 days, it'll be that cold.
Right. But this time I'm gonna bring out our portable stove and boil it up, and then we're
That's a
gonna
good
like
idea.
make it as we go.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Some of them bean curds. Yeah. Yeah. I'm excited.
Yeah.
Like hot pot. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a hot pot thing. Japan has so many different hot pots.
Shabu shabu.
Yeah, like-
Nabe.
Everything's like, there's a couple others.
Yeah, there is.
Like even Yaga Niku. Niku Yaga.
Niku jaga.
Jaga.
Niku.
That's even like basically, it's like
Yeah.
very similar to nabe, except you just don't put it in the center. But you do, people do put it
Yeah.
in the center. Like it's like, there's so many hot pot things.
Yeah.
And then they have like another one where it's like a udon floating, and this might cross over the other ones or something, but I don't know. That feels like 90% of Japanese home cooking
Yeah.
hot pot.
Yeah. Oh, I'm excited. I know, it's crazy that we've been here. This is our 4th Christmas in Japan.
Yeah.
Wild.
I am excited for New Year's.
Yeah.
New Year's Day especially would be fun.
New Year's Day we go and we watch the sunset over Mount Fuji.
And there's a giant shrine there that has like a bit of an izakaya atmosphere.
Yeah, they pull out like a bar kind of thing at a shrine.
They set up like tables, they serve izakaya fare, some reasonably inexpensive drinks too, like $2 sake jars. Very
Yeah.
nice. Everybody just kind of having a good time.
Ooh, Mother's Shadow is what that's called. That's a good
Glennar
one.
says, oh, you still have the April Fool's Challenge. I can't finish that one.
Like I did it?
It says you still have it. I don't know what that All right, guys. Thanks for hanging out with us. It's been a cozy stream.
Thank you
Thanks for your stories. Thanks for sharing them.
and thank you for reading all of them. That was a lot of reading.
She says, you have not finished it, and I hate it. Says,
Oh. Black gold.
all right, guys. We'll see you all next time. Bye-bye.
Bye, Merry Christmas.
Christmas. All right, guys. No show tomorrow. We'll be going to Moon Valley. Not sure about the ensuing days. But keep an eye on Twitter, of course. In terms of big things coming, yeah, we don't really have anything in the pipeline at this point.
No.
So, we'll see you guys sometime after Christmas, sometime between now and New Year's anyways. Bye-bye.
Bye.